into the Strait of Hormuz after our stuff. Oh, we're not even live yet.
Yes. Are you seen that too? Well, people, y'all missed out on some good stuff.
Good comments, yeah.
Good music and stuff. Oh man, that sucked. Oh no, Joe wasn't doing his job is what the problem was. I'd like to blame it on like some kind of technology glitch, but
yeah, fat finger Tuesday, you got to push the button.
No, well, we were playing the music and I really didn't look up and think about it.
Oh.
Because a lot of times I'll scream at Jay from the other page. But when I'm on the page, I just turn it on. I just didn't think about it, huh? Well, no, we can't go back and play all that stuff again. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we'll lose like 10 minutes.
It's we already lost 10 minutes,
but we were.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. Everything we did at the beginning, we'll when we come to the top of the hour break, next break, we'll play it there. How's that? It's only like 4 little things, yeah. I know it sucks. So anyway, welcome to News on the Flip Side, guys. Sorry about that weird start. Joe's brain's out somewhere. And well, you know, we were just talking about basically Russia bombing well, actually, first I want to tell you this. So one of the songs we played was We Are the World, but it's the one with all the world leaders. I was telling Jay, I thought that, you know, maybe the next time the UN opens, they should play this song for the entire UN to watch. I mean, it's the World Assembly, and these are the world leaders singing We Are the World. I mean, come on. It kind of sings a good signal.
And I commented, you know, what if we could actually get all of the world leaders to do this for real? And Trump could do it.
But they don't have to now. I mean, it's made, it's done. Everybody's up there except for, you know, 1, 2.
It's AI. It's pretty close. I mean, the voices are pretty spot on for most of them. The Korean guy's accent is a little bit off, and I can say that with good authority because I've lived with a South Korean dude for a couple of years, but the accent isn't right. But it's still hilarious. I mean, it's some of the faces I don't recognize, but I mean, you see Putin.
Well, you see
Trump, you know, doing a duet together. It's freaking hilarious.
Well, let me see. What one of them is in jail. One of them is in Russia.
Yeah.
God's in Russia, and Mandandi, whatever his name is in jail down here in the United States. And there was one other one that wasn't in power anymore. But for the most part, those faces were pretty up to date.
I think they modeled the Donald Trump AI on Alec Baldwin's version of the version he did in SNL, because he did a pretty good, and still does a pretty good impression of Donald Trump. But in SNL, they would give him the full makeup. So I think they just AI'd over that because it looked kind of familiar.
No telling. I know whoever did took their time and does a lot of work. No, we'll play it. Well, y'all seen it. We've played on here before.
It's hilarious. You'll see it later.
It's but getting into the news. I mean, there's just a lot of shit going on. But you know, I say that, but it is kind of a slow week for news. Even though I just said there's a lot of shit going on, because there is a lot of cleaning up, nitpicking. Well, you know, we just haven't managed to get anywhere. We've been kind of floating. Now there has been some good. Hey, Joanna, how you doing, sweetie? One of my favorite people in the world, by the way. She's a New Yorker. Better watch it. She's a Staten Island. She might hurt your ass. Anyway, no, I got faith. I'm just telling y'all ahead of time before you better get sassy. You know, right now, well, you know, I'm glad you came in, Joan, because you know, New York's a perfect example now. So New York's pretty much going to become a communist city. I wonder if
I don't know about that.
I wonder if the boroughs are going to break off. Oh, dude, then you haven't listened to his people. Oh, yeah, obviously. So two of his top aides are going around saying that we can just take property from rich people. We don't have to even tell them anything. We just go in and take it. And it's ours.
That's Gestapo tactics. That's what Hitler did in World War II.
And then we own it. The city owns it. And if we say that the buses are free, then they're free. It doesn't matter what Hochul says. Oh, really? Yeah, I think the governor might have just. And I don't like Hochul, but I bet you she got about a little that much to say about it. He's talking about some kind of borough tax, which I have no fucking idea what that was. It's the dude's nuts.
Nuts. I mean, he specifically. I think he said it during his inauguration speech, but I think he said specifically something to the effect of he plans to seize rich white people's properties.
Yeah,
and only rich white people's
properties. I don't even know how that's going to get him put in jail sooner or later.
I think so.
Well, it's discrimination. You can't do it.
New Yorkers may just run him out of office with pitchforks.
Oh, Legit, Joe. I have no doubt that somebody down there is. My problem with this whole New York thing is I got a lot of effing
Wouldn't be
friends in New
surprised if
York.
you guys get
I've
shot.
got
Yeah.
friends there. I've got ex-friends there. I've got hosts there. I've got ex-hosts there. And I mean, it's a lot of people. And not one of them said they voted for this bastard. And it's a wide variety of people. It's not like it's a cookie cutter group. It bothers me just a little bit. But hey, he's in. It's his city now. Um, and the sad part is nobody else even came close. Yeah, y'all should succeed, Joanne.
Even
Succeed
incumbents
from New
didn't come
York.
close.
You can become the 51st state like Rhode Island. Y'all about as big as Rhode Island.
What do you lose
Succeed.
by? Like 15, 25%? Something like
Oh,
that?
it was a lot, man. It was a
It's
lot.
huge. It's a
It was
huge percent.
With the name recognition he's got, it was huge. It was just he had too much baggage. And Adams didn't have a shot between
And he knew it.
Well, he did, but between the poll show, between all that shit he was in trouble for, and then basically kissing Trump's big white ass, he was done. He was over. He tried to straighten up at the end, but it just wasn't enough. It just it wasn't enough. Jimmy Lee, I'll tell you this much. I'm really not saying anything about the guy right now because he hasn't tangled Wall Street yet. Okay, so I'm thinking sooner or later he's gonna go tell Wall Street, well, Wall Street, he's gonna try to sound like Batman. The Wall Street, you're gonna have to pay a fair share, man, and that's like 25%. And they're gonna go, you ever heard of cement galoshes? He's gonna kind of go, well, no. Guess what? You're gonna find out, my friend.
They're the best thing
for
for
any regions that have no idea what I'm talking about. Back in the day, they used to put you in rubber boots, fill it with semen, and drop your ass in the water. There were several places in New York that was actually quite famous for it. They found a lot of bodies there over the years. Actually, got to a couple of places the cops used to go check there. Yeah. It was just one of the places they dropped bodies in. Denise, New York's look, I got faith in the New Yorkers. Don't get me wrong, I know there's a bunch of fun, crazy liberals in New York, but New York has been changing. I don't know how this guy got in because really, truly, New York's been changing. Think about it. Trump carried what 42%, 43% in fucking New York. That's outrageous. The only place that I was hoping he would do better was California. He pulled it was 32 or 37 or something, but still not bad for a Republican. A good Republican could beat Hochul. Yes. Some ifs to this. First off, if the economy keeps where it's going and prices keep nudging down, and fuel keeps nudging down to where New Yorkers are seeing like $2.50 a gallon, something like that, they'll be like, in food, it'll be half of what it was this year. They'll be like, yeah, we love this guy, and they'll keep the roller coaster rolling. Well, what we got to hope for is the prices have changed enough by November that it makes a difference. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I got faith in Republicans. They can do it. They just got to do it. As long as they don't do any more stupid shit.
Starting to happen. I mean,
hey Rose, it's hey Heidi, it's Heidi J Heidi Rose Heidi J Jody Heidi. Shit. Anyway, I got confused, guys. Marco, where are you from? Oh, so wait, I ought to just throw you out the fucking room. Where you from? The where? AOC home? Is that where you're from? Is that where she at the Bronx? Is that where you're at? See, no, you're on my shit list. Anybody who would put AOC in office,
she's an idiot.
I mean, my fucking Chihuahua's got more sense than she does.
Yeah, she is stupid. You don't put in that, but what's the
I mean,
one? The other
you
one is Texas one. Crockett. She's also an idiot.
But I mean, all you have to do is listen. I mean, she's just somebody with some skill needs to debate her ass. And yeah, she's a good masturbator. I won't argue with that. She's a master and a debater, right? Yeah, I know what you meant. I see how you had it spread apart. Yes, I just said it the other way. How's that? Because I bet she spends half her time doing that. She's so great, The liberals said, look, I still have a lot of Democratic friends. I have no more liberal friends because they have just, for a centrist, even I can't tolerate their ass. And I can tolerate pretty much anything. You should run. You probably damn win. Well, Kimberly. So, well, no, she represents the Bronx and somewhere else. I'd have to go get the map out to tell you for sure. But, yeah. Remember, she said she didn't want Amazon coming to her place.
Millions of jobs. You don't want millions of jobs for your constituents. Well, you're a wonderful governor or whatever.
And we're going to pay their employees $25 an hour to start, but you didn't want them. Okay, that's a fairly poor. Yeah, the Bronx is fairly poor. I mean, it's got its money, but it's also got no money too.
Mm-hmm. You know what they did? They went to New Jersey.
You know, Jeffrey, in the old days, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, maybe even the early 90s, it might have been true. New York might have been a first strike target. It's not anymore. Other than the financial, it's just nothing. And most of the financial, even though they're doing business in New York, most of it's parked in other places besides.
Well, their experiment to try to upset our economy by destroying the World Trade Center was a failure. So they know that there isn't anything they can do. There isn't any one building or any one group of buildings they can destroy that will bring down our economy.
Yeah, it's not
you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't bomb our economy.
Well, no, you can wipe out Wall Street, and it would hurt, set us back.
It would hurt.
But eventually, everything would come back up, and from other sources.
They could bomb the Federal Reserve. They could bomb all the Federal Reserve banks in the United States, and it would hurt. But in the end, you're
unfortunately it's redundant backup. That's just the way they do things. Well, because it can cause damage. Now, it doesn't matter if we don't have any money. What does it matter? But what I mean is, like, we're in a war, and there's no real money being around. Or our wealth doesn't matter to someone else, or theirs don't matter to us. So there's no real wealth. I don't know. Anyway, getting back to our lovely mayor of New York. I can already tell you 3 or 4 of his people are going to get kicked out. Some of the stuff they say, just even the Democrats are like, "Shut up, man. We're trying to get winning." Hey, Chad, we're trying to win in November, man. Shut the fuck up. Don't say shit like that. But no, they just can't help themselves. It's kind of like Omar.
It's almost like every one of them is trying to commit political suicide, not only for themselves.
No, because they don't think they are, because they watched Omar and them and Jasmine Crockett just say it and keep on going. They've watched it. That's what they think they can do. I mean, Omar should have been in jail a long time ago, but they still haven't. I mean, now she's worth almost $40 million, and she's
$30 million.
She's a
she'll be in jail soon. And she won't be in jail long. She'll be in jail, and then her citizenship will be revoked, and then she'll be ejected if she's found guilty.
Yeah,
and just wait, Joanne. When the Clintons do their depositions, I think some shit's gonna hit the fan when that comes out.
The Epstein files. Oh, they're looking at the Democrats today or tomorrow are looking at the documents unredacted. I don't know why they get to do that, but no, they can't take them out.
I mean, they had control of those papers, those files, whatever you want to call it, for at least 8 years. Why did they look at them then?
Well, that's the whole thing. The whole thing. They are so desperate because the Vegas betting odds have them losing bad in November. And there's quite a few other signs that have them looking bad for November. If you listen to your boy on CNN, he's like, yeah, Republicans might be losing a seat here and there. He said, but I'm telling you, he said they are so much favored towards November than the Democrats. He said it's not even a laughing matter anymore. But that little guy's good. He does his polls good, and he checks them out. I like him because he checks his damn polls.
What do they call him? The numbers guru or something like that?
Yeah, he's a Republican. Yeah, I can't even believe CNN let him on there. But he don't pull no punches.
Realizes that if they don't have someone who's at least right-minded, they won't ever get the right facts or the right numbers or the right polls or anything. The guy seems pretty. I mean, I don't know the dude's name, but he seems pretty. I mean, he seems a little bit more intense in the polls than we are. You just call up a list and just run it down. This is what we're reading. He compiles them into other polls. It's like,
well, he's crossing them. I mean, I wish he'd have been nice to have doing last year or the year before election. because we had to go. We had to put them all up. Well, no, Jay and I use multiple sources, so some of the pages we would use would have 10 or 20 polls on them.
It's a whole list of them.
And you could actually tell in Trump Biden because blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. So when you went down the list, you knew this was unfortunately these were blue leaning polls and these were red leaning polls. Even though when you've seen big jumps for Trump, you still seen the blue polls still blue, and you're kind of like, well,
it sort of averaged out to where the red polls were giving Trump about 9 points above the Democrats, and the blue polls were giving Trump and sometimes Biden 4 and 5 points, and it flip flopped. Sometimes Trump was ahead, sometimes Biden was, and all it was padded numbers. They were all bullshit. Yeah.
But 3 of the major polls all had Trump ahead by 2 or 3 points. So and Trump
probably won. The more accurate number, yes.
And we had it. Well, we knew he was ahead because Jay and I talked about it a lot. I mean, and there was a bunch of us doing the polls, so I mean, we talked about it a lot. You could tell, you could sense because as you looked at the numbers, the minus this, the plus that, and all the little places, because they had like college polls in there and ISOP polls and all kind of other polls in there. So you could see and you knew, okay, well, this is a Boston college. It's probably going to be leaning a little blue. Well, okay, but in that poll, Biden's only up 3 points, but it's pretty much all blue. Well, that doesn't bode well for Biden. It bodes well for Trump because it should be more like 12, 14, 15%. It's not. So you could start to see that, but the press, the main media tried to hold it as tight as they could, but
they were trying to perpetually lie. And we found out that the week Kamala took over, that she came in on a Monday, and at the end of that business week, Monday through Friday, we did the polls on the show, and her numbers were exactly the same numbers that Biden had the prior Friday.
You can go pull both those shows.
And the very next day, all the legacy media, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, probably CW, all of them said, "Oh, they didn't realize that when they were reporting." We realized. I realized the day we were reporting, I was like, "Holy crap!" All they did was just take his numbers and flip them onto her name, and we called them out on it. And the very next day, after we called them out on our show live, all the legacy media redacted what they said, and they didn't give us any credit for it, but we said it.
Yeah, well, we got a pretty big audience, so I probably got out to somebody. But the thing of it is it was so easy to see. Well, who wrote it? No, Jesse. So look, those 2 shows are still available. You can go get those 2 shows, and you can look for yourself
in the archives.
Yeah, and you know
we said it live, like during at 11 o'clock, 11:30.
Oh no, and you don't have to take Jay and I's word for it because we actually put the pages that we're reading from, so you can see. So you can say, oh, well, they're fudging this way. No, we're not. We're telling you what the polls are, and we're telling you how we think the polls are. And then we tell you what we think our plus and minuses are, which we were much better at predicting it. I mean, we just came out way better all there. But we also were running the APC polls last year, so that always helps us a little bit because United Public Radio, when we run polls on United Public Radio pages, the audience is very diverse. So it's not like you're going to get a bunch of Republicans or a bunch of Democrats or a bunch of independents.
They're a lot more sober and truthful too than most.
And they are too. And we ask leave comments. So and they'll usually be around 10 or 15,000 on them instead of like 1,000. So it's a little bit different. And when you see that, and there was some that ran over 25,000. We even had one ran over 100,000. When you run polls like that, I mean, it gives you a projection that you just can't. Nobody else is getting. Because they're going, oh, well, 1,000 people in Boston said Trump's a dick and he's down 4 points. Okay. Oh, that poll down there in Houston says, oh, they love Trump and Biden's a dick. Ha. That shit gets old after a while.
Yeah, you got to see who they're polling. Are they polling red people, blue people, purple? What are they? How are they getting? That's the hard part. And it turns out that all it is a scare game. They try to scare you who are the non-voter to get off your ass and go vote. And to be quite honest, as you are, if you're a non-voter and let's say someone gets in office that you don't like, well, don't bitch to me. I'm going to tell you straight to your face. Did you vote against him? Did you vote for him? No. Then you got no right to complain. Not to me, not to anybody.
Right.
If you want to say something about that kind of shit, put your vote in the box.
Matter of fact, a good friend of mine who's gone there, we used to say this all the time. If you don't vote, you can't bitch. That's why we always both made sure we voted so we could fight with each other about who was wrong and who was right. But on our politics, we were pretty close together anyway. Uh, yes, it was. She was the original host of this network. I mean, of this show, yeah. And this show's been through a host over the year. Yeah, this show's been through a few hosts. Well, in all fairness, and I really want to get into this, but I actually retired the show for a couple of years before I brought it back. You know,
you get into why I brought it back to the centrist for a while, and that's when you had me and Michael on, and then we flipped it back.
Carol, we still own the centrist. I haven't had time to look for. I'm getting ready. I got a lot of time coming up. I'll be spending in the studio, so there's quite a few things I want to get caught up on, and we've been on a new Roku for about a month and a half now, and I just haven't set up the archive thing. It's because it's aggravating.
Roku, yeah.
You know, it's well, we're on both. So we're in the live mode, so you can catch us in live mode. Matter of fact, somebody was giving me shit the other day. They couldn't find us. I said, hold on. I took it on my phone and put it on my screen. I said, I can see you on my big screen TV. Well, I can't shit. It's like, yes. Because the free version is it doesn't have a website. It just comes up when we're live like this. It goes into the live section of Yahoo. Now, that depends on what size audience we have, and it also depends on how many live shows YouTube is running that particular day. So it can get quite crazy. Denise, New York, you got a lot of New Yorkers in tonight. What's up? Wait, what you got? Oh, okay, you up in Hudson Valley. No, I know where you are. No, because we did a lot.
Still New York.
But I mean, we did back in the day. We did some profound UFO research up there. Yes, we did. Yeah, there was some pretty good researchers up in that area.
A lot of activity there at one point. Hudson Valley incidents. That's where Whitley was abducted, or that's where he was the first time he was abducted, when he was allowed to remember the abduction.
Kara Reese Martin. I know. I recognize your name. Where you been? No, Mike ain't with us anymore. I was just getting ready to tell you that. Yes.
There's a kitty banging at the door.
He's I haven't seen him online lately, but I heard he was doing a podcast. Nah, I still like Mike. I have no problem. No, I think he found it to be constraining. Well, because the network is in some areas we're more constraining than we used to be. Some areas we're not, but some we are. Because you have to make a profit to stay in business. So, can't offend everybody all the time. I can, but not everybody can. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? Do I think Donald Trump will make it all 4 years? I sure hope he will. I don't see no reason why he wouldn't. He might be a cantankerous old bastard in his last year, but it's still,
There might be a lot of people that hate him, but the thing is, the people that hate Donald Trump right now are cowards and are too afraid to act against him. They've tried twice and failed both times. So
Democrats, this is what you really need to think about. 3.3 million people left your party and became Republicans. Actually, more than that left your party, but 3.3 million of them became Republicans. So the last time I had seen it was 2.5. The other day I was watching, of all places, MS Now. Do not let anybody know I was watching that crap. And they were talking about it. I was like, wow, well, this is just, even for them, I was like, I was stunned. But anyway, what do you mean why I think it's fake? Because MS Now is just a yoke. What are you talking about? Now you got me off topic. Oh, you mean, damn it, you get me completely off topic. You're talking about the election, and so okay. The supposedly election fraud in Fulton County, Georgia. Is that what you're talking about? They did go in and take a bunch of shit.
They're goddamn kitty cat.
And from what I hear, they're going to probably be raids in other states and in other counties. Obviously, they know something we don't. Can't get a warrant if there's not probable cause. Yeah, you have to show a judge, this is why you think you need this warrant. Because they can't just give you one. If they give you a warrant, you're going to somebody's house, and you're like, Oh, maybe I had the wrong house. Yeah, you done lost your job, got the county sued, the judge is in trouble. No, you just, yeah. So that's a little funny about that. Warrants are hard and easy to get. It has a lot to do with the judge police relationship. How trusted are the cops getting it? Some rookie come in and say, ja, 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 and the judge might go, no, that's okay. Well, maybe another time. It's part of it. Like, are you going to go wake up the judge at 4 o'clock in the morning because you got a teenager pulled over for smoking a joint because you want to search his car? Ooh, I think I'd let the guy go because you probably gonna get fired for waking a judge up for a joint at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna be like, but she's gonna be like, no, 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 you don't do that. I'm sorry. Well, no, I live in Mississippi now. Yes, Mississippi's a weird state. So in one way, we're losing people, which is kind of cool, but in another way, we're gaining people. We got a lot. We had like this year.
Yeah, but are you gaining Democrats from California or what?
No, we had 10,000 Texans move in this year. About 8,000 people from Alabama move in, 4 or 5,000 from Georgia. We did have about 2,000 from New York, about 3,000 from California, a couple thousand from Florida. Yeah, so it's well, Mississippi's changing. Well, they were like 40 somethings in education. I think like 26 or 28 now, and climbing because they're finally doing what they said they were going to do. They got all this casino money, and they're starting to use it on the schools and the highways and prettying the place up and making it look like the South where I live. It just looks like yeah, resort community. Yes, actually, where I live, or not right down the street from where I live, technically, it's a yes, I forgot what they call it. Certified retirement. No, it's a certified retirement community. So you get extras for living in that community.
And active 55 plus community, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if it's that, but
yes,
I think
that's exactly what you mean.
because I mean the Bay is got a lot of young people in the Bay, so I'm not exactly sure how it works, but if you move there and you're over 55 or over 60, you get breaks and all kind of stuff. And a lot of places your home insurances are really cheap.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pull the trigger on AAA today, or what is it, the AARP thingy? It's $80 for 5 years.
Yeah, I used to get it every 2 years. It was like $20 for both of us, and we use it for some stuff. Sometimes, and in some ways it's nice to have. There's some perks to have it. Gene,
it's good for auto insurance, traveling, hotel rooms, food, especially while you're traveling, and usually gas perks. And there was one other good thing out there about that tow. Roadside assistance.
Yeah. Well, Gene, they tell you now not to get your insurance through a dealer like Geico or State Farm and all. They said it's much easier. So just put it for example, they were showing the other day something to do with the big beautiful bill. So
no. I don't know if it's the big beautiful bill. It's what it is.
Oh no, it's definitely part of it because they talked about it.
Well, maybe I don't know, but they've been advertising this stuff before the beautiful bill came out. So what it is in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and a few other states here on the Northeast, they gouge us, and what they don't do is there's a certain discount. If you've driven for 5 years, you have no speeding tickets, no accidents, none of that kind of stuff. There's like these things they can tack on that makes your insurance like $50 a month. Right now, mine's like $150 a month. And the guy that I get my insurance from is the guy that he was in my brother's grade in high school. My brother knows him well. I don't know him all that well, except for he's my insurance broker. He does my house insurance, which he's going to continue to do because these places I'm not going to find cheaper for the house insurance. But if I can find a $50 car insurance, sold.
Well, they got a couple of new things about home insurance. Of course, you can bundle all that. That always helps too. You get discounts for all of that stuff. Well, no, Jesse. So one of the things that the bill did was allow them to put in certain provisions. So if you go through the store and not through Geico, one of the other ones. So in other words, you're just skipping. Well, Geico's a broker basically. Or no, actually, their insurance are just brokering out to everybody else. So when you buy from an agent, they're buying from Geico. So you're paying the agent's commission. That's why your insurance is so high. Probably $25 or even $50 out of a month goes to that guy who sold that for the whole year. And then the rest, when it comes back, goes to. And some companies you can do it longer than that. That's why it's such a rip off.
Yeah, and I had tried years ago, but I guess it was this bill that did this. But I had tried years and years ago, and I was still with the same guy I'm with now with my car insurance. I was like, hey, I'm gonna try some, I gotta pay less. And he's like, well, you're not gonna find much. So I went and I said, well, can you keep my insurance right now for now? But I got to shop. If you can't find me a cheaper rate, I'm gonna try to find one myself because it just was killing me back, 2017 and whenever back then when I wasn't working. So I looked, and it would even just going through like yourself, you're just getting like quotes from many different companies that make car insurance. They're all within $20 of what I would had already been paying. So I was like, well, screw it. What's I'm going to save my $20. I mean, what the hell is that going to do? Nothing. So I didn't change anything.
But Gene here from my Camry, it was full coverage with roadside and the whole 9 yard, a couple of little perks, windshield and stuff. It was about $170 a month.
I'm paying about 140, 125, 145, something around like that on mine.
Yeah, I eventually got them down to about 140, but I had to go fight with them about it.
But some of the I think if I didn't have this, there's this thing you plug in to there's a port. It's like a 9-pin port underneath the dashboard. It's where, like, if you go to like the auto parts store, they'll plug their computer into to check your engine. You plug this thing into it, and it's like a share ride kind of thing. It tells the insurance company how you're driving. It doesn't, get mad at you for speeding, but it does certain things that makes your insurance. It gives you a discount if you keep it on, but it also helps your insurance rate go up or down depending on if you drive like an idiot or not.
Yes. So people, in other words, well, you did 80 that day, and see, I could never have one of them because I never do the speed limit. So.
Well, I do the speed limit. I go mostly 5 to 10 over the speed limit. That's it. Unless there's an idiot in front of me, then I might do 15, 20 to get around them. So that, if they do something stupid, it's back there. It won't affect my life the rest of the day.
What do you mean? You just unplug it every day at drive time, Jason? I mean, you like when you get on the interstate or something? That never going to work like that.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. No.
No, we're gonna go to break in a few minutes, but
yeah, and we're gonna play the first opening break, which we forgot to air.
Yeah, since y'all didn't get to hear it, we're gonna air it again.
Oops.
Cleveland's from Cleveland, huh? Okay.
Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, Cleveland from Cleveland. What you got, baby? No, but if you remind me tomorrow, I'll put it on before the chat. Yeah, just remind me. Yeah, pop me a text. You got my you're on my messenger right now, so I don't know about all of that, man. But no, you can message me and remind me. No, because it's actually on 2 other computers. I just don't use those. I use this one. Because this is just the only thing this computer does is broadcast. It doesn't do anything else. No, it's like a little, I don't know, it's 20 core or 12. I forgot what it was, but
28 core something or other.
It's got like 16 gigs of RAM. It's not really a like super computer like the other ones are, the other 3 that run everything. No, I just got it for broadcasting. I didn't need it to be. It's got a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's a name brand too, and I don't usually own name brand computers, by the way. I like to build and design my own computers or buy them from people who I know build and design really good computers. Yes. Oh, well, all the rest, well, see, this one's the only air cooled, and all the rest of them are liquid cooled. No water. Who told you? Well, you can't put water in a fucking computer. What is wrong with you? One little leak, it'd be
a water cooled CPU. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
No, so Jesse, the liquid they use is what they call static liquid. So if it hits any electronic part, it won't hurt it. In the old days, they used to build them and immerse them in mineral oil. They could run them under the mineral oil, just immerse them in a tub full of mineral oil. Yeah, I've seen them up close like that. And like quadruple the speed. You could overclock the hell out of them. You can't really have Big bathroom, a million living room full of mineral oil with a big computer immersed in it. But we've got better things than that now. So, yes. The Doomsday Clock is there's a group of people. And I forgot the damn name of them now, but there you go. The Doomsday Clocks. Yeah, they keep track. They've been keep track for a long time now, and this
since I think there was something that started in either the late 70s or the early 80s, mid 80s, something like that. Because there was a lot more. If anyone was alive back then, there was a lot more doom and gloom surrounding Ronald Reagan's 8-year administration than anyone else until now. So that's when they started that, because we were, butting heads with Russia a lot in the 80s, and it got really close a couple of times.
It actually, no, James, you know what? I forgot the first song we played. Oh no, I didn't. Oh wait, I gotta go find that. Where's that at? Oh shit. I know, I just remember. Okay, now this next song that's gonna be playing in a few minutes is it's if you got children in the room, ask them to leave.
Uh-huh.
No, really. Just a little bit of cursing in it.
No, there's a lot of bit of cursing in it.
Yes, it's well, this is a 21 or over show.
Nice
Thank
song.
you very much. Can you see me over there? No, yeah, maybe. Yeah, there I am. No, there I ain't telling where the hell I am. What the hell is that?
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
That's no,
Asterisk CK Billie Eilish.
Oh,
What an idiot!
Eilish, yeah. That we'll have to talk about that after a while. But I hate to even give
her
her
house is actually on Indian tribal land.
No, good. So y'all ready? So we're gonna put this up and let me throw it up on the board. Get up on the board. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so we're gonna post it up there. So you can hear this, and then there's gonna be a promo, and then there'll be another song. Actually, be "We Are the World," and then there'll be another promo, and then we'll be back live. So you'll probably have 7 or 8 minutes if you need to take a break. I know you pervert guys aren't gonna leave when this comes on, but still,
Lots of angry AI ladies, gentlemen.
Run while you get a chance.
Yeah. Y'all preach peace with a fist in the air, huh?
Ladies,
funny how tolerance turns into a witch hunt. Well, I ain't playing nice no more. Cheering on death, you belong in a cage. Preaching love, but you're breathing rage. You say cancel this, cancel that. Think you're a woman, but your chest is flat. Preaching freedom while you're chaining my tongue. I'll keep fighting to the last breath from my lung. Calling everyone Nazis and fascists. There's something wrong with your brain. Comparing yourself to Holocaust victims. Damn, you people are insane. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. Hey! They don't want peace, they want control. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Cutting up kids, genitals, thinking that's right. We ain't going down without a fight. You don't heal, you rot and spread. Woke's a cancer, it kills. Instead, they divide us black, white, red, or blue. But hate look the same, no matter the view. Hair, skin color, we're all the same. But these woke little cunts trying to divide and blame. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. You say inclusion, but you cut me out. You say compassion, but you scream and shout. You say justice, but you kill the debate. Truth don't live where your hate creates. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. try and cancel me, but I ain't signing up for your circus. Freedom's my life.
Two real cryptid legends doing what they do, bringing information for me and you. Ron Moorhead and his Sierra Sounds, Daryl Denton, the Tennessee Bigfoot Man, along with Michelle Desrochers, bring adventures across this land. So much information brought to you each week, actively out there looking as the truth they seek.
My wife said, if you win, we'll fly to Asia. If I win, we'll fly to Paris. I bet you won't get toned with just Tai Chi walking before Christmas. Guess who won?
My dad can't leave.
Be back. I think you have yourself muted, sir.
I ran across that song a while back, and we played it a few times on the stuff. Yeah, we played it.
Yeah, it's damn hilarious.
It's well, the first time I watched it, I was like, "Wow, check this out!" And I think that Trump should have it on like a Siri and take it everywhere he goes.
You should play it. Yeah, you should play it with the video behind him on every Republican rally.
Oh, I'm sorry, Siri. I didn't mean to wake you up. Go back to bed. Sorry.
Oops.
Siri got upset. See, now you upset Siri. Look, she came back on just because you did that, man.
Well, she's no mismannered herself, so fuck Siri.
No, if Alexa knew I was talking to Siri, she would be upset. Alexa gets upset now. She's jealous. Kind of scare me about AI people. I'm just saying.
They're coming for us, man.
Absolutely.
Already killed 3 teenagers.
Well, Trump's got a lot of stuff he wants to get done. It's I don't think you're going to really be able to push him on immigration. Really and truly, I know the liberals want you to think that he's underwater on that, but he's not.
Look, Obama did the same thing with the same group of people, CBP and ICE. He during his 8 years, 56 U.S. citizens were killed during those operations. How many?
Well, it was worse than that.
3?
Obama actually built cages to separate children from their families.
He actually separated. And oh, wait a minute! They also lost 342,500 children during Biden's administration, and so far, what's his name? Tom Homan and his team have only found about 140 of them. So more than half are still missing. More than half of 350,000 kids gone missing in the U.S.
No, Jimmy, be grateful they found them, because technically ICE wasn't looking for them.
They've only found half. Well, actually, less than half.
Yeah, but think about it. ICE wasn't actually looking for these kids.
No.
ICE was looking for these people who were
Bad
doing
guys.
this, that, and the other things. Yeah, and came across these kids. Tell you how big it was.
Did you hear about the kid that they found a few weeks ago? It was a 5-year-old that allegedly. The way the Democrats are trying to spin it, because they're trying to get out before the actual news facts came on the news, they were lying their ass off. What they said was that ICE had absconded with the 5-year-old child and gone to the father's location with the child in the attempt to bait him out with the child to arrest him. And what actually, in all actuality, what had happened was that they tried to arrest him, and he bailed and left his 5-year-old in the middle of the street while he ran and got chased down by cops. Number one. Number two, when they examined the child, who actually asked them to help him find his mother, they found out that he was muling drugs as well within his abdomen.
And there was just, Jimmy, the more you get anything, the more you find. That's like somebody wrote me something because I must have said something about Renee Good last week or something, and I'm kind of like, well, look, I said she wasn't any angel. I said no love lost. I said she was out in the middle of the streets harassing cops when she has 3 children. It just doesn't seem the adult thing to do. And look at the evil smile she's got on her face when she's driving by, and listen to her girlfriend chanting her on and stuff.
I wouldn't call it evil. I always thought that the look on her face was one of like indignance, like, you look what I can do. I'm an American citizen and you can't stop me from doing this. And it was, she just had this glib, ridiculous smile on her face. Like she was having fun stopping them from arresting somebody. When she's in fact committing a felony. On camera, on multiple cameras. Cameras.
Okay, Jesse, the way it actually worked is, and the way the law actually works is so because people get a little carried away because cops go out of their way to be nice sometimes. So
Have to, 'cause they're carrying
when a
guns.
cop, if a cop has probable cause and he orders you to stop and you do not stop, he has the right to shoot you right there. You're fleeing, resisting arrest. He don't know who you are. He don't even know what you're going. He doesn't even know where you're headed. Now you're in a big 4-ton vehicle screaming down the highway. He don't know if you're gonna have a gun with that vehicle. So he has the right to do it. Most cops wait and try to give you a chance. This cop got in front of him. She just, everybody goes, well, the wheels turned. Well, I'm like, where's the wheel turn? I said, there's one cop on the left side of the car, one cop in the front of the car, and the wife on the right side of the car. On the passenger side, Jeff, yeah. So she wasn't going to run over her.
Well,
yeah, she wasn't gonna run her over. So there was nowhere for her to go without running someone over, is the point. But you listen to the press, oh no, that's bullshit. Well, no, because a good district attorney. I mean,
she had exactly two choices. She could have turned left where the cars were stopped and squished the one officer, and as she kept on going, probably hit the second officer and then gotten away. Or she could have gone straight and hit the first officer, which is what she did. Or she could have turned right and squished her girlfriend and also probably hit the officer in front. She had no choice but to stop. Her vehicle was surrounded by people who were going to get injured or killed by her immediate idiotic actions.
And she might not have punched it if her, wife was on the side chanting at her.
Go, baby, go. Were the exact words she said. Go, baby, go.
Jesse,
which is, in the terms of vernacular, someone who's driving a vehicle, that's the same as saying floor it.
Well,
it is. It's
and then there's this thing about this $1.5 million. Who's going to get this money? Somebody the other day said, well, the wife should get it. I'm like, wow, she's got 3 kids. Why should the wife get it? I think it should be put in the trust fund for the 3 kids.
3 children. Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,025,000, $1 million, $1,250,000, if that's what she got.
$1.5 million is what she got.
Okay, $1.5 million.
They got
3 ways is a little bit. That's
each.
$500,000 for each child, and by the time they're 21, it's maybe close to $1 million. They will have a free ride in college if they want to go to college, or they can buy a house and a sports car and be an idiot and blow it and snort it up their nose like some idiots would, and die a 33-year-old train wreck.
Yep. For the 2 older kids,
they go either way.
The 2 older kids, if they waited till like they were 21 or 24 to take it, they could probably get it about 1.2 million, maybe. But the young kid, the one that's like 6, oh no, maybe $4 or $5 million in the bank when he gets to be grown. Yeah, so you got to teach it. So why?
Yeah, but what kind of economy is that kid going to grow up into?
Well, no, if the economy's worse, but remember, the economy adjusts.
College education.
Yeah, but the economy adjusts on your 401ks and all. So if that goes up, it goes up.
I don't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Where's the stock market at right now? 50, right? A record no one thought was going to be broke. Everybody said, no, we'll never get to 50. And if we do, it'll be at Trump's last year. Holy shit, we're 1 year in, we're at 50. I mean, they're talking, he might be at 75,000, even 100,000 by the time he leaves. Jason, if you're in Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin's sucking pretty hard. Right now, you have to make a decision.
I think with the Nancy Guthrie thing going on, Bitcoin is going to suffer for a while until this is resolved. And if she doesn't survive it, I think Bitcoin will suffer a pretty significant loss.
Why would it hurt her? I mean, why would it hurt Bitcoin?
Because the kidnapper, allegedly, or whoever it is that's sending the kidnap notes, is wanting millions of dollars in Bitcoin sent to an encrypted, specialized Bitcoin wallet account.
It's more than likely, the lady's already dead.
Yes, I agree. I think because we can't get. There's no real. The main story about how she was taken. There's a blood trail leaving the front door and blood splatter across the front steps and pathway, which seems to me that sounds like a significant blood loss in someone with the medical conditions they've described. And if she's on blood thinners, she bled out and died. What's to say they didn't like to turn around, instead of going back through the house, just walk her dead body, a mile behind the house and bury it and then drive off. And they're trying to get the money before they can go, oh, okay, just, turn left and she's under an oak tree. That's probably the likeliest scenario. That's why they're not contacting her directly.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
through a
know,
third
Jesse.
party.
I know her pacemaker. They lost contact with it yesterday. I think it was.
Oh no! They lost contact with the night she was taken. It was the cell phone that she had a cell phone and a Apple Watch, an iPhone
Oh,
and
well,
an iWatch, and they were both left in the home.
yeah, I
And
mean,
when
she was
she
out of
left the
range.
house at I think it was 2:28 or 1:48 a.m. or something like that is when it lost.
Yeah, it was out of range. That's what the
It
problem was.
lost range, and that was when the night she was taken. So yeah, she's been without that. We don't know that they didn't take some of her medications. If they did that, okay, maybe they can keep her alive. But the night it happened, they were talking about the blood trail, and no one's ever really given a good estimate of how much blood had been spilled on the front steps and pathway. But if you can see it from a one of those flying thingies, little copter thingies, cameras, it's probably a significant amount. And with her conditions, she likely expired on the way out of the building, and they've buried her somewhere within the vicinity because within hours
Jay,
after
can I ask you
leaving the
something, though,
scene, they
man?
came back and searched in back of the house. So, and they're now again tonight and right now currently live in Colorado, wherever they are, looking in her backyard again in Arizona.
In Arizona, yeah.
Right now, they're in her backyard right now, looking again.
How about if it's not her blood?
No, it's her blood.
They said it was.
Okay. Yeah, they determined the blood splattered on the front step, and all of the blood that they tested was all hers. They have not found any DNA, and which is really shocking to them because anytime you enter anyone's house or leave anyone's house, you take DNA and leave DNA. You walk into someone. If I came to your house, Joe, and spent even just 30 seconds, like I'm a delivery guy, I came in, I dropped off a pizza, I had like 20 pizzas, and I helped you carry into the house, and I walk out of your house. I'm leaving DNA in your house, and I'm taking
Yeah, but
DNA with me.
we both know, and they said you can get these at Lowe's. You can buy one of those suits we use for when we're painting or spraying.
Yes,
hop
true.
on the mask.
Ibex suit.
Yeah, you can. Well, actually, Jenny did two A's, so they got one with a mask on it, and then
Right.
you can actually have a breather underneath it if you want.
Yeah, it's called
depending on what
Ibex
you're
suit.
doing.
Yes, I know exactly.
And then what? Well, some people
Like
don't
40
like to wear
bucks.
the
It's
face
40 bucks
paint.
for the whole setup, even with the mask. It's not
So, I
expensive
mean,
at all.
So anybody could have got one of those, and if you're wearing one of those, you're pretty much not getting no
Home
DNA.
Depot,
Bad
Lowe's,
part of it, you might be
fine.
getting somebody else's
Good
DNA.
value.
Like,
Get 'em anywhere.
whatever poor bastard was stocking those DNA might be on them. Oh man, that could be rough.
Well,
Gosh,
allegedly,
you work for some company.
there's some. They don't really say anything, but they do talk, and there's some rumor about the way they talk about the sister's husband, Tommaso, who was the one who dropped her off. And they've searched the sister and Tommaso's house twice. They're searching at. They searched her house again tonight. I think they may even still be there searching her house. But they're also actively behind Nancy Guthrie's, the mother's house. They're behind her house right now, in the thicket, and they might be stopping soon because I think it's dark time there. But they're looking for something in the back there, and I'll bet you $5 it's a body. Then the first night they brought cadaver dogs back. You don't bring dogs back unless you think there's someone's.
I know, but a dog would have found it easy, man. Unless they get some shitty dogs. I mean, any of our dogs would have found it in a heartbeat.
Well, it's also the desert, so smells do not travel well in the desert.
My ass ain't all that rock and shit. They travel easy. Be insects. A good hound dog or a good Labrador.
They don't have hound dogs. They probably have German Shepherds.
Shepherds are pretty good.
They're not bad, but
Shepherds can work rocks.
If there's no wind, all that smell is going straight up in the heat of the desert. That's the thing. You have to have wind. Without wind, it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, no, because you're actually going to have physical DNA because you're going to be being drugged along the ground and shit. So all that's going to be. But that's the other thing they haven't talked about.
That's where cadaver dog would come in, but they'd have to know the exact path they took.
So
they didn't go from the front. They went from the back, so they're going cold. They might actually stumble upon the trail, but I think if they start from the front of the house where the blood trail is with their dogs, I'll bet you they'll find her.
I would let the dog sniff the blood and let the dog loose.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's where I would start. It was from the front, and they started in the back, according to all the news agencies. So they started in the back with that, not the front. So it seems that it doesn't seem she went out the back, because if they didn't find any, and all of the police executives said they found no DNA but hers in the house, and all the blood that they tested, they found outside of the house, all of it was hers. So
She didn't have Alzheimer's or
two
nothing,
things.
huh?
She bled outside the house, did not go back in the house, and probably never left that vicinity.
I mean, she didn't have Alzheimer's or nothing. Like she might have hit herself.
No, she's clear-minded and headed, but she can't walk.
What happened is she would have slipped and kind of gave herself a concussion and then went walking out in the woods.
She can't walk very far anyway. She's limited in mobility. She uses canes, walkers, and like little electronic, scooter cart thing.
Yeah, see, I said from day one, I thought it was the sisters involved in it,
or perhaps the sister's husband is a shady individual, and
Well, so you got the one sister who's famous.
Yes,
and, she might be into it. Her ratings aren't real good. Oh, my mom disappeared, and they want money and Bitcoin, and then nobody ever finds anything. Everything just disappears. But right now, they don't have anything. Jack, the cops have said at least 24 times they don't have anything. Nothing.
Every year in the United States, over 1 million people go missing. More than 600,000 of them never, ever show back up again. More than 600,000 people every year never, ever come back. Think about that.
Somebody might have took her for a ritual. It is, after all, Arizona, man. Well, desert territory out there to go burning up things and chopping up things and stuff.
A lot of voodoo priests in the area too, I would imagine.
I don't know. That it's too obviously if there was a struggle, she didn't know him. So that's confusing in itself. Unless she got angry when they were trying to leave or something.
And the motive is unclear. Did they go there specifically to kidnap her? If they did, they didn't do a very good job. If they went there to rob her,
well, I don't know. They ain't no DNA
there. Then they did do a very good job, because either they stalled her and she woke up, and then there was a struggle. She was injured, and they tried to take her to the hospital, and she bled out on the way out. And that's the scenario that I'm thinking in my head, is that there was a struggle. They went there for one reason, not necessarily for her. She startled them. There was a struggle. She fought with them as much as she could. And struggled on the way out, got injured, and died.
But see, that's another confusing thing, because we know until 9:30 she was with her son-in-law and daughter.
Allegedly, he saw her go through the garage, and the garage shut. And that's the last time she was seen. According to the witness of the family member now who dropped her off. They're not saying it was the sister's husband, but that's the testimony, is that he watched the door. He watched her go through the open garage. He watched the garage door go up. She walked through it, and he waited 2 minutes for the garage door to go down, and then he left. That's his testimony.
May or may not be true.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, see, but like it was my grandma or something like that. No, I would get out the truck, walk her inside. You want to sit down and talk for a minute, stuff like that. She'd be like, no.
Yeah, I would at least walk her to the front door or whichever.
She'd have been like, no, we pigged out. I need to go to bed. Well, no, because, I always had this thing. I always like to walk into the house just to make sure. Because look, I'm from New Orleans, not the most exactly safest fucking city on the planet. It's
and her house is remote still where it is.
So in the suburbs and stuff like that, it was a little different as a safer. But when you're out, when you live, well, see, Jess, there's a problem when you live out a ways where your neighbor's a little bit further apart. Somebody's been watching
and no security
habits.
There's no security, no lights.
Somebody was like watching me, but I know I carry a gun. And they know people come and go out of my house, and you never know when they're going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you want. You know what, Reese? They make this thing, and you put it in, you plug it into your wall, and it makes colors on your wall, like the colors of your television. And it moves around like your TV was on. So if somebody's looking at somewhere to rob, and they see that, they'll think, oh, well, the TV's on, they'll go somewhere else.
You can also, if you have, here's another good, cool thing, is you can have several ways to do this. There are analog timers you can get. You can plug into any wall outlet, and then any lamp, wall lamp, desk lamp, things of that nature. You can plug into these things and have it. You can have that light come on at a certain time. The only drawback to those is those come on. Let's say you set it to come on at like 6:30 p.m. and go off at like 7 a.m. That light's always going to come on at those times and always go off. So what you can do instead is you can either get a smart receptacle. You have to have either do it yourself or have an electrician install it, or you can get an external Bluetooth receptacle that you plug into your wall, and then you plug a lamp or a radio into it, and you can have it go on and off at any time. So you
Get the
can have
TV thing, people. It's easy. It's
yeah, like 2
cheap.
hours during the afternoon, and then like 3 hours later on in the evening, and 4 hours at like 4 o'clock in the morning for the midnight snack. So it comes on at places where it doesn't predict. Someone who's watching your house, they're not going to be able to predict. They'll never ever be able to scope out when the house is empty because of
Like I
that kind of
said,
activity.
get the TV one because it's on for as long as you see. Like if you come by my house, you might not. If you drive by the front, you're not seeing lights. You come around the back, you're gonna notice there's a big 90-inch window with a big TV glowing in it. So you'll know somebody's here. And well, no, guys, they actually let them in these.
That same device also they have that you can it'll cascade shadow through the house, so it looks like people are walking from room to room. So it looks like there's activity.
These are pretty cool. They got about 1,100 different patterns on them, so nobody's going to recognize them.
Yeah,
I've seen them before. They just look like a TV behind curtains or behind blinds. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Well, unless you're in the house, you can't tell the difference. That's the point.
well, you might be able to tell if you get out. If you get out of a car, you may be able to tell that it's not a TV because there's no sound. But it also could be muted.
Well, my house is also 12 feet off the ground, so that ain't going to help you none. You'll have to come upstairs, and one of my dogs will hear you coming
once
upstairs.
Once you start climbing up them squeaky wooden stairs, boom, shotgun time.
Yes, actually, you can be chihuahua time. They'll be barking all over the house. And if I come around the corner, I see them at the door and their hair's all standing up. Whoops, time to get the gun out. It means something or someone is not supposed to be there. Well, Jimmy, the other night over the door, there's an opossum on my porch. Yeah, he was looking for dinner.
Opossums are good though, but if you have a problem with opossums, what you have is not an opossum problem. What you have is a flea and tick problem.
No, we don't have any. We don't have any problems with those. I treated this yard twice when we first bought this, probably like 14 years ago, and with this stuff that aspirin makes. And
yeah,
Bear. When I lived in it's Bear.
It's amazing. The same company that makes your coated, Bear aspirin tablets makes some of the most potent poisons for rodents.
It does too.
And other creatures around the planet.
But these things work, and really what it did after, because it lasts for a year or two, but I think you get about 4 years out of real life out of it, unless we get a flood, then it's different. But the animals around it gets on them too, so they don't have any fleas. It actually helps them out. So in the city, it works in patterns because, if you're doing it, your neighbor's doing it, everybody in the neighborhood's doing it, there are no fleas or ticks or anything. They're just wiped out.
Yeah, but if everybody in the neighborhood is doing it and the city is doing it and you don't, guess who's getting fleas? You are.
Yeah, well, you better get out there and buy you some spray, buddy.
They're flock to your house.
Actually, James, for the longest time, I use for the dogs, I always use the pill. Yeah, but
you got to go to the vet for that, though.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a prescription anymore. Now you can just buy them over the counter at the vet.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's
it used to be before you'd have to go to the vet, and it was like a big, like square brown thing that they would show.
Actually, I think you can get them from like something like Chewy's online or something.
Yeah,
you can't get the heartworms. You can't get the heartworm medicine. You got to go to the doctor for that one. But
well, no, I think if you have a prescription, you can get that like through Chewy with your prescription. You don't have
to go to a prescription. No, but I mean, you got to go to the doctor.
He has to write you a prescription, right? Yes.
Yeah, and they want to do blood work because they don't want to give a dog with heartworm stuff because it'll kill them. So they do take that. But other than that, I mean, well, no, Jimmy. A lot of my friends vaccinate their dogs themselves. Yeah, you can, and you can buy the stuff to do it. Oh no, so they don't want you vaccinating yourself, dumbass. But you can vaccinate your dog or your cat. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they're for. Jay's shooting up. Y'all just ignore him.
Running low on green cordrazine if anyone's got any. And yes, that is a Dr. McCoy hypo spray. And yes, it does make the sound. Where's my speaker at my microphone? I don't know. Can you hear this? Did you hear that?
Barely.
It's very slight. I think the seal's going wonky. You can take it apart and fix it, but I know people who make those, so I'm going to get another one.
Lord, he's going to Star Trek hell for sure. Gonna be like,
why am I?
Because so when he gets there, it's going to be just case stuff. He can just look at it, can't touch it. It'll make him crazy.
No. This is I actually have the where is it? I've got a kitty cat.
That'll be his purgatory. That's right. That'll be his purgatory. There you go.
Oh yeah, there it is. I have the actual whole medical pouch that McCoy wore on his front leg.
No, McCoy. No, McCoy's passed. Yeah, Jesse's gone. So is Scotty.
The only ones left are Sulu, Chekhov, and
Kirk.
They had these other things in it. There's my red cordrazine. But yeah, I got Dr. McCoy's medical pouch.
What's it? Hey, Dean. Well, because there's a lot of stuff is collected. You ever go to a Star Trek convention, you'd be a freaking amazed.
You can get your butt in.
No, you'll be amazed. You mean the peace talks with Russia and the Ukraine? How can I say this politely? Seeing is fucking believing. I mean, really, at this point, I just don't think. I don't know. Trump's going to have to be an ass. I don't think it's going to happen the other way. I think Trump's just going to have to step up and say, look, you SOBs, I've had enough of this bullshit, and somebody going to die if this don't stop. Well, Jesse, they're fighting over territory and security insurances. So the Ukraine wants a 5-year or a 10-year guarantee by the United States that it will not allow Russia to invade its territory again. Russia's like, oh, what the fuck, man? And then on top of that, he wants all of his territory back. Well, Russia's not going to do that. They're going to have to give some of it back, but they ain't going to give it all back. Well, they always said the Donbass region's always been there from day one. They whine, bitch, moan. Where the Ukraine fucked up is it should have never gave up its nukes. Then we wouldn't have this argument. There would be no invading of the Ukraine. Yeah. Well, there's probably one buried somewhere in the Ukraine, and you go find that bitch and say, okay, look, last warning, Mr. Blad. One more time, and poof, Moscow is gone. Wait till you know he's in the chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 5 kiloton nuke. Poof. Well, you heard they tried to assassinate his top general. At least, let's be honest now. This is what Putin said. Remember, just before the last peace meeting, something else happened to Russia. Remember? They did something. I can't remember what it is now. The Ukrainian did something. Now here we are just before the other peace when they tried to kill his general off. And they said there was a firefight ensuing, chasing across Moscow, shooting at the general. No, look. We're Americans. We just aren't that stupid, dude. Especially in a country like yours. Your country's run tighter than ours as far as the police force goes. So ours would be all over some gunfight through the middle of the city. What the fuck? Even some of the citizens would be out there getting into it. Yeah, so you got to take a lot of it with bullshit. Yeah, you got to take a lot of it with bullshit.
If it's coming over the internet and any of the legacy media platforms, yeah, you can bet your ass it's full of shit.
What do you mean, Jack? Oh no. What is his name? Oh, Marcio is, I don't know, he's about to go put his foot up, what's her name's ass down there in Venezuela.
Who Marco Rubio is, yeah.
Yeah, she was telling Trump some bullshit the other day, mind your own business, stay out of our business, you put us here to run the country. And Marcio said, we did not put you there to run the country. We're going to run the country. You're just going to listen. So she's really pissed about that apparently. Then they sent a gunboat out to meet one of our destroyers. Must have been a frigate. No, we don't have frigates anymore. So what did
Yeah, they do. There's
No, I thought they
frigates
said
down
we
there.
got rid of it. I thought they said we got rid of all the frigates. What the hell?
Everything's still down there. He hasn't
No.
moved
I
the block yet.
mean, no. They said we got rid of frigates out of the Navy.
Oh, I don't
We
think so.
We replaced
Most
them.
of them carry guided missiles. Why would
That's
you
what I
want
was
to? Why
thinking.
would you get rid of that
No.
platform?
They want money for something else, probably.
Yeah.
You're talking about a Harleyburg destroyer. There was one down there, but I don't think they're down there. We do have one or two big ships floating around down there, but regardless, there's nothing down there that the Venezuelans want to fuck with. I mean, Jesus, come on, you're just wanting to die.
Yeah.
All of them carry missiles. All of them carry big guns, and they all carry a variety of missiles that can do a variety of things. Yeah.
When I was on the USS Aubrey Fitch in the 90s, this guided missile frigate, it had a Phalanx machine on it, a Phalanx device. We've talked about that on the show. It had a quad. It was like a box, really. On the front was a guided missile launcher. And it would shoot. You could put 4 missiles in it at once, and then on the back, it had, I don't know, I think 3 on each side, and I don't know if it was 1 or 2, but they were tubes that would shoot torpedoes directly into the water, and there were 3 tubes on each side. I don't know if one tube shot 2 torpedoes or 1 torpedo each, but there were torpedo launchers on the aft part of the vessel to shoot at for anti-sub warfare maneuvers. Very cool boat.
I know we got a lot of material all over the place right now. We got ships in the Middle East. We got them in the Pacific. We got them in the Gulf.
We're spread out. If anyone were going to hit us, now would be the time.
I don't know if we're spread out that far, but because we do have some ships I haven't been hearing about lately. I don't know where they are. Remember, we have 11 carriers afloat right now, and I only know where 3 of them are. So you gotta go. Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't that leave another 8? Where the hell are they? And that's not including anything the Marine has, like them Harrier carriers and jump carriers, or those helicopter carriers. That's a whole different thing. They don't even list them.
What about the hovercraft carriers, man? The LCACs.
That's a jump jet. That's what that is.
No, not the jump jet. The LCACs.
Yeah. Well, no, they all. And if it hovers, lands, and goes, it goes off the jump jet. Well, whatever the hell they are. They Navy don't even call them that anymore. They call them something else now. They changed the top of the deck. Oh, I have to look it up. It's no, Jesse. So in the beginning, they called them Harrier carriers. Is what they call them. And when I was in the military, that's what they call them. And then they started calling them jump jet carriers.
Yeah,
because
the
they're jump jet. You know, because that's basically what it is. And then some of them were converted to like helicopter carriers, but they gave them a different kind of name. Just by hearing the name, you wouldn't know they had helicopters on board. Let me put it that way. But there weren't no jets on board; just helicopters. Don't even know how many, and I've only seen like 3 of them that I know of.
Well, in any event, we also have carriers that carry hovercraft. They're LCACs, LCACs. I think it says light cushioned or light cruiser air cushion, something. I can't remember what the
on those. See, that's weird the way that works. So a carrier like the George W. Bush, I bet you front and back there's 2 slot ports where it opens and drops into the water.
Yeah,
I guarantee there's at least 4 on there. Probably, and that's just the way they open. They probably have like 8 or 10 of them in there. Well, carriers carry a lot of things people don't realize. I mean, you can put a 1,000 Marines on board one of them with all their equipment and still not interfere with the operations of the ship. I know.
Yeah, and I can't remember the exact capacity. Just for an example, just one piece of equipment, not necessarily Navy, but the C-130 Hercules, I believe, carried in its belly, it could carry 70 Abrams M1 tanks. It could carry 1,000 men. It could carry, I think, 50 like Jeep vehicles, et cetera, things of this nature. And then whatever, any combination thereof, like, 10 tanks and 50 dudes, whatever they needed for the mission. Capacity is really an amazing thing, especially when you're floating on the water.
I
Uh,
know.
the carrier is basically it's a city. It's a combination of what,
It's a city.
9, 10 city blocks floating on the ocean.
It's
I mean, that's really what it is.
Nimitz was 340 meters long. So what is it, 1,000 feet?
Yeah.
And I think the new ones are a little bit bigger than that. Of course, the new ones also have different kind of catapults on them. It's like hooking them up
They're
to a
not
rail
using
gun.
steam anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kinetic energy. Yeah, it's like hooking them up to a rail gun, Judge. They're using kinetic energy, but it's much better for the planes all the way around. And the new arresting cables are better for the planes. So last I heard, and this is just a few days ago, we had 3 carriers fitted with the F-35B Lightning, I think is what it was. Maybe it was C. I think it was B. And they take off like a regular jet, but they land vertically. Well, I imagine they could take off vertically, but they don't do it that way for some reason. Well, you can store more and more in there. And, well, remember, so when you're a carrier jet, a couple of things. One, your wings have to be able to fold to give them more space. And it makes a difference when
Whether
you're going
up
down.
back or what have you. Yeah.
You know, so your wings fold over, you know, so if each one's folding over 2 or 3, you know, feet, as you're going down a jet every three or 4 jets makes one space for one more jet. And so they do that, and it also helps.
And you got to flip flop them too, don't you?
Depends.
Like
Depends on the type of airplane.
Like that, and then like that, and then like that.
Well, it depends. That's what I'm saying. It depends what kind of planes they are, because sometimes they'll just pull them. Well, yeah, sometimes they flip them, but sometimes they'll just pull them forward or push them backward a little bit, just enough to clear the wingtips. But then sometimes they just put them tip to tip to tip to tip for other reasons, for operational reasons, so you can move amongst them safely.
Yeah, but I mean, tip to tip, it's if you get a little too close in a bad sea, you can collide.
Oh yeah, but you'd be amazed how they bolt these things. I mean, how they change these things down, man. Look, I've seen this. Yeah, it's funny because everybody thinks, oh, they bring the planes inside. No, not so much, because inside just as dangerous, because it's moving around just as much as it is inside. Outside though, you have these big cables, these big. Actually, they use chains that you could just strap them down with, and it was 6 or 8 for each jet. I mean, man, these bitches were strapped. A wave would hit them, they wouldn't even move. They weren't even moving. No, because it's a carrier, and every now and then they're going to get into a storm.
Or get hit with before they can deploy, they get hit with a missile that they didn't see coming. You get caught with your bridges down. Yeah, you got to make sure your planes don't go jostling around in the hangar deck.
A Nimitz class should be able to operate with up to 3 to 4 torpedo hits. George W. Bush class probably will be more.
5 or 6, I think.
Well, they compartmentalize. That's why.
Well, and most large capital ships can usually last a pretty long time in a firefight. Like something like the Bismarck, when it went down, they had to pummel it. It got its rudder stuck on a port turn, so it was just doing a circle in the middle of the ocean, and the British Navy just surrounded it, and Polish firing squatted that thing to death. But it took them like 4 hours. That's how strong some boats can be.
Yeah, well, they got all that reinforced double steel plated and stuff, overlapping plates. It gets insane.
The Bismarck at the time was the largest battleship with the largest guns and the largest crew and the largest ammunitions, on the water at that time during World War II.
The Chinese Navy's probably about 150, 200 ships bigger than us. We're on a building spree now, but still, China can whip some ships out. Now, what's their capacities? How good are they? For some reason, unfortunately, the Chinese people are not as good as the Japanese people when it comes to advanced electronics. So that's always been an issue for them.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they want our chips so bad? Why do you think they want Taiwan so bad? What, you think they just want the little shithole island? It's not even strategic for them.
They want that 6th-gen fighter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you didn't see. Oh, you didn't see they unveiled this opposable 6th-gen fighter yesterday.
Did
on a
they?
dead day for you. So it's 3 engines.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And the center engine's bigger than the other 2 engines on the sides. They say they have a flying prototype. I want to see it fly. I see the X-47 flying all over the fucking place. So let's see what yours got to do.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. It looks
we didn't
heavy.
get a lot of UFO sightings on the F-22 before it became public, and
Yeah, but this thing
it's
looks,
allegedly the way it's flown. I can't imagine they already have a working flying model already. Certainly not flown by mind control. Theirs is probably fly by joystick still.
well, this thing, so it's supposed to have these 3 engines, supposed to push it up as hypersonic speeds.
So what the center one's a scramjet?
So, well, I don't know, but it's definitely bigger than the other 2. You can look at it and see it's clearly
I
bigger.
saw
But
it, yeah.
it looks bulky. It doesn't look very radar dynamic either.
Well, it was fat in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, so it's definitely got a lot of work. But Jesse, you don't have to be stealthy if it can do hyperspeed. No, well, that's not true because, all right, you're cruising hyperspeed. That's cool, but we have hyper
we can
missiles.
still see you.
Remember, we do have hyper missiles now, so we can shoot a hyper missile at your hyper jet. So I don't exactly know how it's going to work out, especially if the missile's headed towards you and not away from you. You're not running from it. So that could be not a good thing. That, and if we can see it on radar, we can wait for it. Doesn't matter how fast it's going. We can be ahead of it. We have troops deployed from all over the places. So he's running to make a nuclear strike in the United States. We see him take off in China. He's doing, say, Mach 11. He's hauling ass, man. He's going to be here in like 8 minutes. In that 8 minutes, we have now scrambled F-22s and F-35s up and down the coast, inland, all over the place. There will literally be 100 jets waiting for this son of a bitch. And they will all be firing weapons that can do hypersonic speeds. And they don't even have to, since they're headed towards them. All they need to do is fire a conventional weapon and just hit the target as it's coming in.
Wow.
Yeah, hypersonics always bother me a little bit because it's not quite what they want to make it out to be. Well, because let's just be honest about this. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are hypersonic missiles. Yes, they go way fast. Way fast. Well, there's 3 people on this planet right now who can just decide this planet's fate for the next 5 million years. And that is Donald J. Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Xi Jinping. Any one of the 3 of those bastards could just say, fuck it, and just launch 1,000 nuclear missiles or 2,000 nuclear missiles. Now, coming our way, we'll probably get a good bit of them shot down, but we're not going to shoot them all down. Russia and China is not even going to fare as well as we did. And it's going to be 1,500, 1,800 nuclear, 25 million megaton, 50 million megaton, kiloton. People fleeing from one city, running towards another one, and blowing up in their face. I'd hate to be if you lived anywhere up on the upper East Coast. All of that's going to be devastated. From Maine all the way down to Virginia to D.C., it'll be just flattened. Oh, no, they're not going to bomb California. They like California. California is like a communist country. Yeah, you're going to be like, no, Governor Newsom, no, please don't kill Governor Newsom. No, he works for us.
Yeah, God, no,
Yes, he works for us.
Just get the dipstick out and change the oil on that hair, will you?
You know, Mike, please, I was looking at that when you said that. There's 5,100 videos available on the UFO Paranormal Radio one. Mm-hmm.
There it is.
You know, I never thought about seeing if I could change the name. Because it should say United Public Radio, but after, the little disaster with the other page. And that was a good page. We made some good money on that page. Well, there was a lot of people there, and then poof, we were gone. Go. Yeah, well, you lose a lot of followers when that kind of shit happens. We might get back on TikTok. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't even looked to see if they get stream keys on TikTok. Well, there's going to be all kind of new rules here. Let's just wait and see. Give it a couple months because it's now going to be owned by these American companies, and they're going to probably do things differently. Yeah, they're going to definitely do things differently. Why would you think they wouldn't? Yeah, well, it's part of life. When we get back, there's a couple other things we got to talk about. We got to get on some of the list too. But what do you mean? My favorite planet, Earth. Why you asked me that? I mean, I haven't been anywhere else, and if I have, I surely couldn't tell you about it, could I?
Yeah, I'd say the answer would be pretty much any planet I'm standing on and living on. That right now it's Earth.
Jesse, no, I'd like to go to Mars and visit Mars, maybe hang out, see how it is. I might stay. You never know. Oh, speaking of that, before we go to break, so is it China? Yeah, China's building a weapon to take out Starlink.
Really?
It's China,
What?
don't do that because now you're going to make fucking Elon arm Starlink.
Why would they be that stupid? And what? And we don't know that they're not already armed.
That's true. But Elon said they don't have to be armed. You can just drop one out of orbit and
Yeah.
let it just land in the middle of the city coming down at, what is it? Oh, man, it'll be hauling ass. It'd be like doing Mach 30 or something coming in. That'd be a big, big, big crater, my friend. And all the secondary explosions from the first one, it's not something you want to see.
I hope he's able to aim it right. Aim it towards the.
Well, China tried to call out Trump the other day for Thor's hammer, which Thor's hammer is supposed to be a launching platform somewhere out around where our GPS satellites are stationed that launches titanium rods to Earth. And it's just kinetic explosions, sheer force from traveling. So the titanium launches, I don't know how big the rods are, is an argument. Some say they're short and fat, like 10 feet long and 20 feet wide. Some people say they're, 30 feet long and 10 feet wide. There's just so many different variations on this. But whatever it is, most of them will tell you this, that 2 of them is enough to flatten Moscow. 2 of them, is enough to lay it to waste. With
and
no residual
radiation.
no contamination, no nothing. Yep. So you ain't gonna have all those sick people afterwards.
You might have several buildings and infrastructure that are destroyed and need completely being rebuilt. But basically, if you win the war, you have a city that's completely empty that you can put anybody you want into after you fix it.
Well, the stats on it say 5 to 7 square miles, which is bigger than most nuclear blasts. Nuclear blasts are kind of a lie. Most of them are like 2 to 5 miles, usually about 2 to 3 miles. And then you have the secondary shock waves from the flame. And then, of course, you have the contamination waves. And those linger and go out further. But the actual blasts themselves aren't as big as people think they are. I know the first time I seen one, I was disappointed.
The shock waves probably.
Let me rephrase that. I wasn't disappointed in the fact that it was like, what the fuck? I was disappointed in the result. That's all I can say. Anything.
Yeah, and they may have seen it. If anyone's ever seen the Trinity bomb test videos, the shock wave, almost all of them were airbursts, and we did some tests underwater, we did some tests in space, we did some tests underground. But the airbursts are the most destructive because when the bomb goes, the first thing is there's a shock wave that goes out. Behind that, next thing after that is a heat wave, and anything that touches that heat wave is instantly incinerated. Instantly burst into flames. But you can watch the videos. That's the most destructive part. That's the part that knocks down all the buildings. If it wasn't for that part, the buildings wouldn't fall down at all. They'd just be like, they would probably burn down from the nuclear fire, but they wouldn't fall over because of the concussive blast. But that concussive blast, you can see there's like it hits. I'll get this plane out of here so we're a little bit bigger. Oh wait, where are we? There it is. Stop screen. Okay. There's the one. It's the coolest one. They built real houses, and there's like, I don't know, pine trees. They're probably 200 feet tall, and when the concussion blast hits it, they all go whoosh, and they all bend, 90 degrees this way. They come back up a little bit, and then the heat blast hits them. They burst into flame, and then they go whoosh and snap over. All of them but one snaps over and burst into flame. So it's really not the nuclear part that catches you on fire. It's that ever expanding blast wave. It eventually loses energy and stops doing that kind of stuff. But anything within that 2 to 5 mile radius is instantly incinerated, meaning that you're at like 98 degrees temperature. Whoosh, now you're at 3,000 degrees. All of a sudden, you're on
basically
fire.
just dust. Yeah, so
you are burnt. You're instantly burnt.
Well, no, guys, we're getting to go to beta break. It's going to be probably about 8 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. We got a Warriors pledge coming up from Ronald Reagan, and then I think we got a Star Trek. Oh, speaking of that, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Have anybody been watching the new Star Trek Academy?
I have. I watched the first couple. I have to watch. I'm back. I think 2 or 3 episodes, but
yeah, I think I just caught up. I think I just caught up last night. It's we'll talk about it when we get back. Anyway, well, no, we got some other news to talk about. We still got, because we like to fuck around a little bit, but we still got some other news to catch up on. Well, it wasn't really truly news for the night. It wasn't all that big. I mean, other than Bitcoin's, and
and Savannah Guthrie's mom being kidnapped for, was it going on 6 days now?
What is that, Carly? A lot of people said that she maybe the daughter who's famous did it. Yeah, that's neither here nor now. Let's just wait and see and pray and hope that they find this old lady alive. I'm kind of with Jay at this point, though. And if there's much blood, and that's another point. If she's on blood thinners and she split something, she'd probably bled out. So, I don't know, Jack. I've been on blood spinner. No, when I got that stent put in my heart, God, like 16 years ago, it was they put me on blood thinners, and I do construction, and I was out there with the boys one day, and I don't know what I did, man. I just caught the side of my finger, and that son of a bitch wouldn't stop bleeding. I had to go wrap it. I thought I was going to have to get a damn stitch in. Yeah, because usually we just put these things on these compression bandages and go on about whatever we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised. There's a couple of times we done it. People should have been getting stitches and shit. They put little butterfly stitches on them and stuff.
I've seen those compression bandages from construction sites. It's a wadded up ball of toilet paper and about 5 yards of electrical tape.
It's pretty much what it is, too, man. It's
electrical tape is nice and stretchy. You can pull it and make it straight, nice and tight.
But anyway, we're gonna. I do have the darkest hour church. It's probably a little much for tonight, but well, this is Ronald Reagan. I play Ronald Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah, I no, we have woke females meltdown, but we can't use it tonight because it's like 14 minutes long.
Oh shit.
It's and by the end of it, we'll probably have been laughed out and have to take a break and go, get a snack and shit.
Yes, at least a 5-minute preview, at least, sir.
It's but anyway, it might be one of them third-party things too. So see, I'm leery now with these third-party things.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna play this Ronald Reagan piece for y'all to listen to, and then I don't know, probably one of the Star Trek songs. No, Dean, not that kind of Star Trek song. We just have to wait and see. How's that? Okay.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get this playing, and we'll you're a bunch of idiots, man. I swear. I don't know why I don't come. I wish, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start just closing this messenger to make y'all come in this. I know y'all hate YouTube. I know y'all tell me all the time. I like YouTube. YouTube is rocks, man. YouTube is 5x5, man. All right, whatever. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, but these people here decide what kind of brain they actually have. What's let me see. Why they decide what's actually roaming around in their brain is what I should say. We're gonna go listen to some Ronald Reagan. It's some inspirational Ronald Reagan. Yeah, every now and then I like to play something inspirational. Oh, you want to talk? No, The Art of War. Have you read the whole thing? I did when I was in the Navy, and I frankly don't even remember a third of it. It's
one of the most famous things within his text is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. There's a lot of brilliant stuff in there. I mean, in all fairness, some of it I would consider common sense, but Maybe not so. Over the years in life, I think some things are common sense, and later on, I find out, well, you know what? These people didn't really think about these. Why not?
When you finally realize common sense is not entirely common, that's when everything starts to click.
Or like when I'm saying something about our government, or I'm saying something our government should be doing because this, and this is going to happen, and the government does it anyway, and this, and this happens. I'm thinking, now how can someone as dumb as me figure this out, and all these brilliant intellectual people can't?
That's exactly what they expect, is they want all the dumb people to not see it.
It just makes you wonder, people. Anyway, we're gonna get this going off. We'll be back.
Well, you think about it, it's brilliant. You make all the dumb people think that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 smart people who are saying all the stuff, the weird stuff, their conspiracy stuff, makes them look like a lunatic when they're actually spewing the truth.
Viva la Ronald Reagan. We'll see you in a few minutes, guys. Beep.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth.
I mean, we were bad.
It was because here in...
What the hell? All right, what happened? Sorry about that, guys. I guess my fat finger hit something.
So much. Prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guarantee.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Does a train whistle count? Trailer track.
What the hell? Something else is playing in the background. Get off. Star Trek Disco at 7 and 9. Trump's top 10 greatest hits. Wait, what?
What?
Wait a minute. Okay, we might have to listen to this, but let's go listen to somebody playing with the horn over here. You know what they say. You know what they say. Don't play with the horn unless you're what?
Well, no, that was a train whistle. They say don't whistle at night, and I said, does a train whistle count?
Yeah, I guess it's a whistle.
I don't know.
Actually, James, I have a train that doesn't pass all that far from my house. It's the way this house is insulated, you really don't hear it, but every now and then. So during COVID, you could feel it because it was pulling such large loads that you could actually feel it pushing the ground. My house is raised, so you can actually feel it. Somebody slapped Jay. We're gonna take the buttons away from it. we're gonna revoke his studio privileges. Oh no, they added all kind of new shit. They're adding stuff all over the place. Yeah, they well, they got that. They added music. They had a couple other things. They added little sayings. They added things. They're just stuff.
To be honest, I think the only thing, honestly, that improved during COVID was Amazon's delivery times. I honestly think that's really the only thing that actually improved. Oh, and if you owned a paper company, like your company made like paper towels, napkins, toilet paper, facial tissues, that kind of thing, you guys made bank in COVID.
So I'm confused. Why haven't we got to sue over COVID yet?
I don't know.
I mean, as a world, we should be able to sue China, right? I mean, this is their blunder any way it goes. Now it's looking pretty good that it didn't come from no rodent. So
we should make each of make each of their citizens pay each of our citizens $1,000. That'd be fun.
It's well, Jimmy, you think how much money people lost during COVID?
Yeah, but what kind of penalty are you going to get from China? Are they going to be able to pay any penalty? I mean, think about the billions of dollars we lost.
I say that they have to pay $2 trillion.
Jesus.
Over the next 10 years. And they need to pay the penalty because, if you can't.
They let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn a lesson or you'll just do it again. Yeah, it'll send them back another 20 years and where they're going, but hell, it'll be good.
Well, no, I don't think that's going to change anything though, because I think China, the way they are with technology, they're like a little kid that wants to grow up and get his hands on his first beer or get his hands on his first motorcycle or whatever. They can't wait. They don't have the necessary emotional constraint to respect the technology that they're in possession of right now. And yet they're rushing to get it. And now they've got allegedly a 6th-gen fighter that's operated by mental transmissions from your brain to your helmet, to your plane, to your missile, to the rudder, to, turn left, turn right, go up, shoot, fire, etc. How long did it take us to get that technology? That plane was in technological research for at least 40 years, and China gets one in 10. Well, that's just bad karma there.
The F-22 was really the first place we ever used it.
Right, and it was in technological research for at least 40 years before it even came out to the public.
Oh, Jane, it's depending on the F-22. I'd have to ask how old it is, but it's at least 20 years old. It's and you figure 20 years of DARPA development plus other things that went on.
The Lockheed Martin Boeing F-22 Raptor is an American twin-engine jet-powered all-weather supersonic stealth fighter aircraft. When was it developing began? Development began in 1996.
Well, it's not that old. I thought it was older now. Okay, well.
Yeah.
So its development to conception into flight is what, 30 years.
Let's see when the first test flight was. Maybe that'll give us 1981. That's when it was first requested. It started in 1981, the project.
Yeah, so they look at things they need and then they put them out there and then they start feeling out to different companies to see which one, who can maybe pull this off or not pull this off. And then those companies say what they can do and what they can add or what they cannot add.
Well, here's the funny thing about that time frame of its development. At the same time, us idiot UFO researchers were running around chasing things like the TR-3B and the F-117 stealth fighter, And the F-117 stealth fighter came out many years later, 1989, 92, 93 that it came out. Anyway, we were chasing these, well, at least some of the UFO researchers were chasing these things thinking they were UFOs. They were actual alien craft. And I kept saying, they're probably not because we're seeing them so often and so frequently. I would love to think that they are, but my guess is they're probably not. And it turns out that they're not.
Well, but I used to tell people this before. I've been telling people this for 45, 50 years.
So you can see the advantage of the UFO, advantage of us chasing those other two planes. No one knew about the F-22 until 1996, 1997. That's a good program right there. That's a good stealth program right there. You can deflect the public's view with two other planes, and they think it's a UFO. While the one you really want is the one you're really working on in the background.
I don't know. I know China gets too much of our technology.
Of course, it all looks. I mean, Russia too. Russia's space shuttles, Russia's new fighters.
Well, in Russia,
they all look like our old stuff.
I don't want to hate on Russia because Russia built some of the best jets on the planet's ever seen. So
yes, I mean, the Sukhoi are pretty good.
Now they used to build good tanks. They can't build good tanks anymore, so we're just going to take that away from them.
They've always built good helicopters. Sikorsky's a great.
Their 5th generation planes are good plane, but can they build them? How many can they get? By the time they even get enough on the ground to do anything, we'll be shit-headed to 7th. Jack, a 7th generation is going to definitely be a space plane. We're going to want to be able to go into the atmosphere and out of the atmosphere for maximum.
I don't know if they're going to call it a space plane as much as a multi-atmosphere plane. It'll be an object that
it'll be a new multi-role plane is what it'll be.
Yeah, there you go. It'll be able to travel in and out of water, air, and space. Multimedia transmission.
Well, it's not as hard as you think, Jimmy. If you have a plane that can go into space, it's already watertight. It just depends on how you're going to propel it, what kind of pressures you're talking about.
It's vice versa. If it can go into water, it can go into outer space more than likely. Well,
actually, if it can go in the water, it's probably better to go if we're going out in space because it'll be stronger. The pressures between space and the depths of our ocean some places are greatly exaggerated.
Well, I think the pressure in outer space remains at a relative average constant.
It's pretty
whereas the ocean, the further down you go, the more it gets.
So but they're not going to be designed to be deep sea diving. They'll be designed to go 1,000 feet, 800 feet, which right today is pretty deep. What people always say, George Toads can go to the bottom of the oceans. Not our subs.
Not all of them. Well, yes, they can. They can go. They're not coming back up, but they can go down.
Yeah, Jay's right because they'll be going. All of a sudden, you'll be listening. They'll go.
All of our subs, including our most recent highly advanced stealth submarines, which have rail guns upon them, they have a crush depth that's probably greater than I would say 5,000 feet.
Jimmy, Russian subs can dive deeper than ours can. It doesn't matter. Because sooner or later, they got to come up from that depth.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, most Wolf class can just shadow them from above and just shoot down at them. And they're carrying more pressure. They'll just keep shooting. They'll either lay out their own depth charges or they'll just shoot the torpedo straight down at them. Well, today we have these concussion torpedoes. So they don't really explode in the way you think they do. They
like a depth charge.
So they shoot them underneath the ship, and it creates this concussion, and it breaks the ship in half. Instead, it like makes a bubble or a wave, and it pushes the ship up high enough that the ship's frame breaks, and when it comes back down, it sucks it down, pulls it, and it snaps the ship in two.
It's the same idea as a depth charge. A barrel
it is. It's just
sent over the side, and the concussive blast was designed to crack the side of the submarine.
Yeah, these seem to be much more intense than any depth charge I've ever seen, though. But depth charges,
it's a bigger payload. I mean,
but depth charges don't have to be as badass because, frankly, the ships are under pressure already.
Yeah. And think about it, 55 gallons of high explosive. I mean, that's a pretty huge. That's a big firecracker.
The closer to get, the more damage they'll cause, and then if a ship's running silent, sooner or later, they'll have to get up and go before it gets wiped out. Sometimes you'll get lucky and they'll pass over and they'll explode above you on the side of you. I've been on 2, but I've never been in any one driving or going anywhere or combat, anything like that. Electronics work. That's all I was doing. Fixing stuff. I had a high enough clearance I could go on board. That's all. No, it was minor shit. You just didn't have a tech on board at the time. No, the guy tried to recruit me. I was like, fuck you. I like to breathe. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I like to go, oh, you smell that? He's like laughing. I was like, oh, man. I mean, the ship didn't smell bad or anything, but geez, they're okay. Subs are bigger than you think they are, but at the same time, they're smaller than you think they are.
Yeah, you can't be taller than 5'9" in most cases.
Yeah, you know, when Jay says that, they didn't even lift that requirement on ships until the new carriers. Yes, because all my friends when I was in boot camp, anybody that was 6 foot or over, their feet was hanging off the edge of the bed. No, literally, we're hanging off the edge of the bunks.
Well, and also the portholes to go from one bulkhead through one bulkhead to another. It was the portals were smaller. They may have made them bigger, but most of the
Still
openings, all of the subs and way back, they were like normal sized doors in a house. They were smaller because they needed the space.
Well, so Jimmy, they do the hatches round and for pressure. Yeah, they make them a little smaller and they make them round. That way, if they have to shut them to keep the water out, they do. That's one of the reasons submarines can stay afloat longer, because they have so many compartments. As long as you're locking them down and the rest of the ship's still full of air, you're not going anywhere. You can still launch shits and everything. Oh, you don't believe me? Go look at the Battle of Midway in World War II and look at our carriers, the beating they were taking. And these were World War II carriers. These aren't fucking state of the art.
Okay. Here's put that in perspective. Good segue. One of the carriers, I believe it was the Horizon. I can't remember its name. Maybe the Hood. It was nearly destroyed at the Battle of Coral Sea just 3 weeks prior. And they had, in fact, actually called it sunk when the other 2 carriers, Enterprise and Lexington, came back to port. 3 or 4 days while they were figuring out that they just now were going to be attacked at Midway and were refitting those 2 carriers to go to Midway to fight, they got a message from the other carrier that they thought was sunk, and it was porting its way back. It was so messed up that they turned it around in 12 hours. It met up with the other 2 carriers like an hour or so before the fight began, and was damaged so badly after that 2-day battle that it was scuttled there on the scene. And its planes and flag transferred to Enterprise.
You can go watch the TV series. Or not TV series, the movie.
There's 2 movies, and both of them are pretty good, pretty accurate.
Yeah, you can go watch them. They're pretty good. I'm not have to check, to be honest with you. Phil, what do you mean? Oh, no, there were no UFO sightings during the Battle of Midway, not that I've ever heard of. Not even doing the bombing of Pearl Harbor, I haven't heard any there either. No, it just well, Pearl Harbor took us for a loop, yeah. And it shouldn't have, because we knew something was coming. And then they even picked up on radar, and we still got our ass kicked.
Well, there was also a subtle warning sent from the Japanese embassy to Washington, D.C. that morning, but Washington blew it off, by that point it was already too late. Once they got that note, the Pearl Harbor had already been exploded.
Well, we learned a lot from that. We learned not to keep all of our eggs in one basket. We keep all of our planes at airports nearby, keep them spread out so they can still get to where they can fight, but make it hard.
Don't put a wingtip on the tarmac, because they all blow up when one bomb goes off.
Yes, it's just we learned a lot from that. But you'll never see. Maybe in Norfolk you'll see more than one carrier porting. You're not gonna see them in San Diego or anywhere else. No, and if you do, you're not gonna see any planes on board. Nope, them planes are off somewhere else. Well, one of the things we used to hate, we okay, let me rephrase it. We hated it and liked it, because when we heard that we were offloading jets, it means we were stopping somewhere. The carrier was porting somewhere. So we were like, cool. Even though, which somebody I love and dear always makes fun of me, because I always say the same thing. I got to see Hawaii twice, going and coming.
Yep. Wait, it's going that way.
I mean, we were close too. I mean, you could like jumped off the ship and swam there.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Just steamed on by whole fleet did. You know, everybody in the fleet's thinking.
How many guys you figure actually did jump off and swim there?
No, nobody in there was going to. They were loyal.
You
They
know,
were,
I mean, really.
they were loyal jackasses. But we used to make you mad. You'd see like lieutenants and captains taking off in their jets, and you know, come back in a day later. They did it in Honolulu, yeah, you know, having a good time, or somewhere else.
Yeah, got a bunch of fresh lays around their necks.
And then I remember we went to line check one afternoon. One of the new guys, he's about 6 months, I guess. He goes, "Yeah, we know what y'all were doing. Y'all gonna keep it up. We're just gonna forget how to work on planes."
Yeah.
And the pilot said, "You just didn't threaten me, right?" He said, "No."
Yeah, you want your radar to work correctly?
Yeah.
Bring me next time, motherfucker.
He said, "I'll be worried." How did he say? He said, "I'll be worried about you being gone for so long. I won't be able to get any sleep." I just looked at him like, "Yeah, how you pushing it?" You know, because he's an enlisted guy. This guy's an officer.
Yeah, no kidding. You send me with one of your lieutenants in one of your planes next time, so I can have some fun in Hawaii. I'll come back. Promise.
Actually, doing the bombing derbies when we'd be at Laughlin, on at least 2 times you're going to get to fly in your squadron's jets. Sometimes when you're going and coming from carrier duty. Now, I was part of the River Rattlers, which was a A-72 Corsair group. A bombing group is what they were. One fighters, A-7 Corsairs were slow, about 600 miles an hour. You know, that's about all they were. Yeah. What, Jay's washing his hands or something.
Down to the ocean, man. You're talking about Navy stuff. It's the mountain. The sound
It's
of a fountain.
when did they get that one? He threw that one today. Now the audience says they got to go pee, man. See what you did? No, it's carrier duty is fun. It's just long days, long hours. But they give you lots of time off, and you know, if you're out for 6 months or 9 months, and you do hit a port, a lot of times they'll port for a month.
Lobster every Friday night.
If you're in the States and they port, you can be up to 6 months. If it's in a foreign port, the most you're going to ever see is 30 days, and they don't like to keep big ships around that long. Oh, the crews love it because you're running a skeleton crew. Always enough, though, if you had to go into combat, you could. That was the rule. They weren't any jets on board. They were usually parked in, we had allies, so they would be parked in allied countries or in cities, you know, places that we knew were safe, allied bases, stuff like that, where our allies could go, son of a bitch, no wonder you kick everybody's ass. Look at this thing. I can't remember his name. I want to call him Admiral Cucci, but so Japan's had, I don't want to call them defections, because these were admirals and a couple of generals who served in China, who now live in Great Britain. Every now and then you'll hear about one of them dies of a sudden heart attack or something, but they talk shit about Ping all the time. They're actually, what it is they were from the former. They were like at the very tail end of the former, so they were young then and started getting older under Shi. He said he talks a good talk. He said, but the military is not near as think it is. He said it's very fragile. He said, I told him one afternoon at one of the meetings, he said, you know, America's basically been at war for the last 100 years. He said their equipment is tried and true and challenged and it can be reused. He said there are leaders all over the place. He said their troops are not going to hesitate. They're just going to kill us. He said our troops are going to be standing there dying by the millions because we're scared to pull the trigger. Well, no, Dean, it's not what you think. So when you're looking at a person in the eyes, if you've never killed anybody, you're going to hesitate. Unless you're just sheer lucky, and that hesitation will. That's why they said in Vietnam the average for a newbie on the front line was about 15 seconds, because they would hesitate and get killed. It's different for country kids because a lot of them grew up killing things like deers and rabbits and stuff, so there probably wouldn't have been as much hesitation. They would have probably just did it because there was a thing to do and then thought about it later on. Well, I mean, if
well,
you
plus in this instance, the deer have guns to shoot you back.
Yes.
So
big
you don't
nasty
want the
guns
deer
like
to look
that
at
too.
you in the eye first.
Oh, I heard Vietnam vets and vets from Desert Storm and I'll talk about the AK-47. They admire that gun. They don't hate on that gun. That gun's a beast, man. You can stick it in the mud, throw it in the water. It don't get a shoot on the water.
You could fill it. You could plug it with mud. I was told from a Vietnam vet. He said you could literally take it and do this in a mud puddle until the barrel was full of mud and it would still fire. He said if you put a speck of dust in the wrong place on an M16, it'd blow up in your face and give you an eye patch.
M16s when they first came out were junky. They had
they were
overheating
crap.
problems, and Vietnam was like their break-in period. They had the M14, which was a good gun.
Well, but it was also it had very, very tight machining, and it it's basically a 22 with a 30-06 gunpowder behind it. So it gunked up quickly. It was the outer shell was made out of bakelite, basically the precursor to plastic. So I mean, the soldiers when they were first given it, they thought they were being given toy handguns. Like, what's this? I'm supposed to give this to my kid. What the fuck is this? We don't know what this is. Crap.
Give me my M1 carbine back. I'll be happy. No, people bitch about the M16 for a long time. No, they got other guns now.
It was such a bad design. Its design designation now is A2. So one from M16 to M16A1 to M16A2 because of the design, just the plain ass design flaws they pushed through. The A2 has now pretty much, and I think they might have an A3 version now, but they've pretty much taken care of all the design flaws that the original design, the AR-15, the assault rifle 15 had.
Yeah, AR suck, Jack. What are you talking about, man?
They're crap.
Give me my 30-06 anytime. I'll kill you.
It's a 22 caliber bullet being launched by a 30-06.
Well, they're not anymore. They're NATO 7.65s or something now. They're actually a bigger bullet now, but they're standard NATO ammunition is what they are.
You talking about the FN round, the 5.7 by
I don't
28?
know. It might be. Anyway, NATO's got like 5 standard rounds for different types of guns that are interchangeable, actually, in 2 of the guns. And that's what they were started using. Well, mainly because it's NATO ammunition and you can get it worldwide, whereas American ammunition would have to be shipped in from America.
I know for a fact 2 of those ammunitions. One of them is the FN Fabrique Nationale caliber 5.7 by 28 millimeter. That's the one that you can see in the P90, and they have handguns. They have a really good shotgun system too. But they have that one. They also have 5.53, which is the M16. And if you have I had a mini ranch rifle that could shoot 5.53 and 2.23. So those are very similar. It's like similar between 357 and 38 caliber. Very cool gun.
Yeah, what is it? Dean, but 30-06, I'd kill you at a half mile. You wouldn't even know. Poof, you wouldn't even hit a bullet. You'd be dead. Yep. And if I wanted to, I put it on fully automatic and pop out 100 rounds out of it. Yeah, well, they were originally designed to be sniper rifles, and they're good sniper rifles, but they're not like whatchamacallit. They're not good for. You can shoot a mile with them, but you really got to know your shit. Whereas some of the newer rifles, you can shoot a mile. It's easy. It's an easy shot. 2 miles is a challenging shot. Yeah. And I think the Canadian holds a record right now. This American guy was trying to get it back. Oh, these are live kill shots. Yes, these are the whole thing's, they're watching the whole thing. You see the whole kill. And you see the meter and how far everything is, the whole 9 yards. He was actually over 2 miles when he killed that guy. Did you see him? This guy just kind of stood there for a second and just flopped on the ground. Well, there's been a big push to allow for us humans to see some of these things that go on, like these exploding boats and, not just a piece of the whole thing with a guy just screaming on flames, jumping out the boat and shit. Yeah, nobody wants us to see that. I'm sure Trump don't want us to. I haven't seen anything on Trump on the Epstein files. Nothing of credibility's come out on this new thing. Oh, I seen they tried to pull some shit with stuff where they got complaints with no Yeah. No, there was nobody said who they were or didn't leave any phone number, didn't give any names. Anonymous complaints, you can't use that. Anonymous whistleblowers, that's useless. Yeah, because I could just walk up and you say, I've seen Barack Obama doing her in the butt. Yeah. It's my word against his, then, isn't it? No, if you can't do that, it's bullshit. Yeah, the liberals think they can, but that shit's all changing. No. It's just time for change on our planet. You heard the song earlier, "Fuck the Woke."
Yes.
I mean, it's what it is. I mean, you can't keep going on the way we're going and expect us to survive. Because think about it, there's no treaties with China. China's already building nukes. They probably got 1,100 nukes by now. They're going to keep building them. Our final treaty ends with Russia this week. Our last treaty to keep from building nukes ends this week. So we're going to probably start building nukes again. In 5 years, there'll be 45,000 nukes on the planet. You don't think somebody's not going to use one of them? Fuck. Somebody will sell one or steal one to some country, and motherfuckers will go blow up Israel somewhere, and World War fucking end of the world will be coming. No, I'm happy where I am. Well, I'll be watching missiles going over. Oh, there goes New York. There goes DC. There goes Moscow. Because I'll be watching them. I was coming there, going back. Well, Jesse, so if you see one arcing over and it's coming like this and you see it coming down, look for what kind of flash. If it's just like a single big flash, okay, then it just hit an area. But if it's like a big flash and there's woo, woo, woo underneath it, that means it hit one of the silo places and took a few other nukes with it. Yeah. No, I didn't drive around seeing nuclear weapons. Who told you that shit? That wasn't my job. Yeah. I mean, debunk the cattle mutilations for what they were being for. No, okay. I knew somebody's going to do it. So I don't debunk the cattle mutilations because the cattle mutilations are real. What I debunk is the fact that extraterrestrials flew from fucking Alpha Centauri and came over and ripped the anal ass out of a fucking cow and took all its 6 or 7 other parts, drained it of all its blood, threw it back on the ground and said, "Thank you, Farmer Bob, and I'm out of here." No bullshit.
Yeah. It never made sense. Why would an alien species come? Even if they were using it for food, why would they dispose of the carcass and reveal their presence if they want to remain secret?
And I'm going to be honest, I would not have investigated this if Linda Moulton Howe wasn't such an arrogant ass. She kept telling me, "This is the only way it can be, Joe. Can't be no other way, man." This really sucked. When I got into the field, I was real happy. I made a lot of friends. I was meeting a lot of my heroes, and
as long as you agree with what they say.
Well, I didn't realize how many people were fudging it or living on bullshit, and I wasn't in it. But somebody said, "Well, you're supposed to be, you're making money, so you gotta be in for money." And I'm like, "No, I'm in it for truth. I got a good career." I said, "I make money. I don't need to get money off of this shit." And that went
I'm in it for 3 exact letters, Joe. WTF is going on? I'm in it to find out what the fuck is actually going on behind the parameters of all this, particularly the UFO stuff. I mean, Bigfoot's not really so much a government conspiracy, but the UFO stuff is a huge government conspiracy in every country.
Well, they tried like hell to blackball me, and I just said, "Well, watch this, guys. We're gonna go right over the fucking top of your heads."
Mm-hmm.
Well, the station helped us a lot too, Christopher. But no, because so many of them weren't in it for the truth; they were just in it for fame.
To sell a book, or in some cases
I hate to say it, but about 80% of them, or 72% of them, they had to feed their ego. They made money fine, but they had to feed their ego.
But that's how they make their money. Is they sell tours based on these conspiracy theories and these ancient alien theories, and they sell a trip to Egypt to the pyramids for $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 when you could probably do it alone for $4,000.
I thought about it. Somebody asked me one time, "You should take people to places you go where shit goes on." And I got to thinking about it, and I got to thinking about fellow researchers and ICAR directors and stuff that have come on field trips with me. And there's one particular one where most people would. Well, actually, it's two. There's the surfing alien one, which is great. We went and set up we set up a little mosquito tent around it, and we all got in the tent. We got our little chairs out. We just sat there and watched the water. It's a beautiful night, Pensacola at night. No clouds, nice Gulf breeze, just beautiful. And we're watching everybody on the beach, and we're keeping track of time. And people, it started getting quieter, and people were just settling off their own little corners. And then you seen what looked to be like little white caps out on the water, but just little ones, like 3 foot around or something, but not extending out. Just they were kind of round. It was kind of weird. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I said, maybe it's some kind of big fish jumping, headed inward, jumping, and I'm looking, and you can see a couple of them stretched out along the beach. And then one of the ladies with us goes, Joe, here. And she hands me the binoculars, and I looked at it. I was like, and so we passed the binoculars around to everybody because we want everybody to realize now we may be getting probed. But what we witnessed, we witnessed an alien abduction. We witnessed all those people being taken in real time without being taken. And we were there the entire time. I think 3 hours passed, and they brought them all back and put them back. We witnessed all of it. And both occasions, both coming and going, they acknowledged the fact that we were there. Not said anything, just looked at us like, hey, I see you.
And they came and went from the ocean.
Went from the ocean. They just came out on these little white things.
And where was this? Mexico?
No, this is Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola, Florida.
This is actually Navarre Beach, Florida. Gulf breeze next to Eglin Air Force Base.
Did you say Vero Beach?
No, Navarre Beach.
Oh, okay.
It's Navarre Beach, and right next to Navarre Beach is Eglin Air Force Base, a big, huge 884 square miles of base.
Yes, that's where they fly the Eglin's best eggs out of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where they fly. Everything that is non-nuclear is tested in Eglin. I heard you, but everything non-nuclear in our military is tested in that facility.
So that there has to be an underwater base outside.
And Whiting Fields there, that's Special Forces base. It's a serious place.
Is Pensacola it's on the Gulf side, so there must be an underwater base there.
They think there is. Well, there's been a lot of people taken right there. And well, put in perspective, we're walking down the beach one night because this crazy woman I live with walks around the fence. Because you could get around the fence, you could walk out in the Gulf about a half mile and walk around the fence and go into the base. So we're walking down to the beach, and there's this little house thing. We walk up to it, looking. It's like, like not a shed, but it was some kind of house thing, but not where people live. And there's a little thing on the side where there's some stairs going down. So we walked up and looked down, and there's almost like a Zydeco going. It was like, I couldn't even tell you how far they went down. You couldn't see the bottom, and it was lit the whole way. You still couldn't see the bottom.
That's where you crack a siloon stick, one of them glow stickies, and you throw it down there and see where it is.
Yeah.
Until it disappears.
Next thing I know, we're sitting in the car watching the sun come up. So, and we lost 11 full days in Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Yeah.
It was well documented too. That's what was so weird. That's one of the reason Ed Walters, because he wasn't big into alien stuff or contact or anything. When I originally sent him, well, actually, Linda sent it to him. We just wrote it up and she sent it to him. It was so weird, their response. First, they got all scary because they thought it might have been something MILAB. And then they said, well, we're going to send you the letter back. I'm like, oh, okay. We get the letter back. It's cut in. I'm not shitting you. In 800 pieces, some little tiny little pieces. And somebody took the time to put it back together and scotch taped it front and back. And you could tell that had been done for a little while because the tape was starting to get that kind of yellowish color to it. Oh, the whole thing was just weird. And then we had a meeting with them. We talked with them because we were doing research for them. And I had formed a little group where we had found about 5,000 contactees worldwide. We did a study on it through MUFON, which was a joke in itself. But anyway, it helped us to get ICAR started. Still, all of it, everything over there was always surreal. Dealing with them and the ETs, like in Pensacola, it was just, were they actually extraterrestrials? Was it just government shit where they're giving you some drugs to believe some stuff? Because there have been military abductions in Gulf Breeze and Destin. And another thing, we're out there one night. So we'd been doing a stakeout basically. So we know this piece of beach between Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, and it's a piece of island. What's a piece of shore where there's nothing on it. You know, it's all reserved, so it's either for people or for animals. So we were driving, we were checking to see where people were all night long to see when they left and when they come, because we had run across this now since that had happened to us, that we realized that you could, after about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, you couldn't find anybody at the beach. Those parking lots would be full at night, full of cars, but nobody in the cars, nobody on the beach anywhere. You kind of like, what the fuck? And then you come by around 5:36 in the morning, all of a sudden you'd see people just stretching like they just woke up and shit. There was nobody in them cars. We took pictures of it. It was very, very weird, very strange. So anyway, we're out there sitting one night at the park part, just parking there. You see these two ATVs coming down the beach. And I'm like, okay, just reminded me something out of like heavy metal. I'm not shitting you. If y'all don't know what heavy metal is, look up the movie, man. Oh, no, not heavy metal. Full metal. No, wait. Was it heavy metal? Which one had the crazy trucks driving all over the place from the comment?
Was it heavy metal?
Whatever. Anyways,
Maybe something or other.
These two ATVs come up with machine gun mounts on it, with machine guns on it, and proceed to park right in front of the car. They're on the beach. We're in the parking lot. And I was like, well, is this like get the fuck out of here or some shit? I wasn't even I was kind of scared to leave because the motherfucker might try to shoot at us or something. No, Linda got pictures of it. It was very surreal. It was well, we ran into some shit down there a few times. Because I guess after a while they figured out that we weren't just down there vacationing, we were down there researching. And from time to time we'd run into some weird issues or problems. And it's well, think about it. Gulf Breeze has got that huge base right there. The aliens could be hooked up right there, doing their things. All these people are coming in for vacation. They could, make them come in for 5 or 10 days, take them for 2 or 3 days, do whatever they're doing, send them back. Nobody's going to really notice. As long as you put some false memories in there, let them go have some fun and spend some money, nobody's going to notice. It's just a good place to do it. And everybody likes Pensacola. It's a pretty place down there. Beautiful nights, beautiful days. Well, as long as you're by the beach, it's always cool, even in the summertime, because there's always a 25-mile-an-hour breeze coming off of there. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Let me go get that and see. I actually wait. Who was this? I was going to play this guy. Who was this? Oh, funniest. We'll have to play this in the future. Funniest president in American history.
Funniest American president in history? So far, I'd have to say it's Trump. He's getting laughs all the time.
Cell phone. Okay. No, we out of here, dude. We can't be doing next. We got to get out of here soon. But wait, that wasn't what I was looking for. See what happens? You get sidetracked. Wait, what do you mean? I don't think I've ever met Jesse Ventura. If I did, I think I'd have some issues with the doofus ass. No, he's gotten a little weird in the last couple of years. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused with somebody else. But big, ugly, goofy wrestler was a mayor or something, governor or something. I'm just saying, and it's kind of weird. I haven't heard anything from Drake, and I'm sure he's got new stuff out there, but I personally haven't heard anything from him in a while. It just doesn't come across my pages for some reason. Well, on regular radio, you can't be cursing and stuff because they don't allow that shit. They throw you off and fine you big money and stuff. Oh no, you can on podcasts. You most certainly can say whatever the hell you want. Just YouTube might get offended sometimes, or Facebook might get offended sometimes, but Rumble's not, and most other places aren't either. because a lot of them are carrying overall protection for their, like we carry ASCAP for stuff, so we don't have to get sued for playing somebody's stuff. Well, we do. We use all kind of material. Yeah, you hear. I mean, you heard tonight there was at least 6 or 7 pieces. Yeah. I thought about let me go look. All right, I'm gonna go look. I'll stop yapping about that and go look. Well, you know, it's easier to do it from here, actually. Hold on. Yeah, it's easier to do it from here. Do. Okay, let me see. What are we talking about? Authorities investigate new message tied to Nancy's disappearance. That's somebody said we talked about that. Members of Congress will be able to view unprecedented Epstein files. Unredacted. Yeah, we already talked about that. 2026 Olympic openings. Oh, well, they're going to be in the United States. I forgot. Well, happy Olympics, everybody.
Yeah, I feel overwhelmed about that.
I know, wait, Olympic opening ceremony recap. Mariah Carey, Sabrina, Andrea, somebody else, and more kicked off the game. What? Kicked off. Oh, I wonder what happened there. They must have said something they weren't supposed to. Trump removes video with racist clips depicting of Obama's as apes.
Oh yeah, well, it wasn't just them. It had let's see, someone else as a gorilla. I think it was Biden as a gorilla eating a banana. Like Nancy Pelosi was like a warthog. He had
to know that. I mean, Trump, I love you, dude, but come on, apes. Black people don't like being called apes. I mean, even a dumb white
doing
man
it like a Lion King thing, a Lion King theme. So all the characters from Lion King, they put their faces on, but they blamed it on a intern, and that Trump didn't put it up.
Oh yeah, we just do these racist jokes back in the office. Ha, you know. I can't even use that word. I was getting ready to use. Damn shame on you, Joe. Look, I don't really find Trump to be all that racist. I've actually posted stuff this week you can go look at on my page, and his involvement with the NAACP, the awards he's got from him, the amount of black people he went out of his way to help for no reason, didn't help him any. Yeah, you get this. Remember, Whoopi Goldberg hugged him on TV and said, "You would make a great president one day, Mr. Trump." Oprah Winfrey on 2 different occasions on her shows said, "Mr. Trump, you would make a really great president. I would get behind you." And these are 2 black women hugging up on a rich white guy, telling him he could be president. Now he decides to run for president, but not as a Democrat.
And they go batshit crazy.
They hate him. They hate him. What can they do?
Never that much, I guess. It's like pushing a boulder uphill.
Oh, I don't know, Jack. But well, everybody's getting carried away with this AI stuff. Nah, they really are. They're getting carried away with it. Not just Trump. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody's getting carried away.
Yes, and especially Facebook. Your feed. If you look at your feed, like almost every story is some mostly lie, made up bullshit story from an AI.
It's getting ridiculous. No, you know what? We didn't really talk about Bad Bunny. I just feel nasty when I say that name, like Bad Bunny. Like, come here, let me spank you, little boy. I mean,
one of the groups I'm in, conservative trekkers, they were like, this guy's he boycotted all of his American tour dates except for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I wrote on the thing, like, who the fuck is he? I mean, I don't know. Who cares? So what?
I know.
Why is he doing the Super Bowl? Why are they letting him do the Super Bowl if he boycotted because he can't stand to play in America? Get the hell out and don't come back, buddy.
But he lives in America. He's a Puerto Rican. See, that's what one of them dumb conservatives did the other day. He's like, well, what was it? NFL player said, well, if they wouldn't try so hard to bring in people from other countries. Okay, dude, Puerto Rico is not a commonwealth. It's a territory.
It's a territory. But still, though, I mean, but how many people?
Then they went and listed all the people from outside the country they brought in, like the Rolling Stones and other big names.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny,
Beatles.
the Beatles, but Bad Bunny is just what Bad Bunny is. He's a Puerto Rican. He doesn't. None of his music's in English. It's all in Spanish. It's like America's just gotten stupid.
So he's a Spanish rapper.
Yeah, kind of, sort of is what he is. He won a Grammy for him, and it tells me right there that nobody's got any taste because he won a Grammy, and so did what's her name, Billie Ellis, and
Billie Eilish. Yeah.
when you listen to the Z Gen
anyway.
well, they asking this. Well, I think this is their last year, isn't it? A couple of them, this is their last year being televised. They're not going to be televised anymore.
Well, good, because it's a waste of space.
Well,
nobody watched it.
Everybody stand up. Okay, and it's one of the biggest bitches about the players. One of the things we were talking about the other day is that you're not supposed to get into my entertainment with your politics.
Yeah.
You want to go do politics? Go on a political show.
Well, what about the outfits? What about that chick, Chaparral something or other, walks in basically with her boobs hanging out?
Yeah, well, that's another reason it's probably getting kicked off the air. Jackie, really the truth of it is Trump started this in his first presidency and he did it, finish it in this one. He made everybody realize what Hollywood really is. So he ran for president on what he was going to do, hope and change, which was our president before last, Barack Obama's thing, hope and change. But he basically ran on that making America great again thing, and he's doing it. And nobody trusted that Harris could do it, nor even wanted to see her do it. No one even believed it was as close as it was. And it wasn't that close. They still didn't believe it was that close. No one could believe the Democrats took this woman who really had no real experience at this at all, was basically sitting on her thumb the entire 4 years with Biden. I mean, she was the border czar, and 12 million people got in, 11 million people got in. Shit.
What did she do? She didn't do anything.
She let illegals in, is what she did.
Yeah.
And oh no, she's running again, Jerry. You haven't heard that? Oh no, man,
Oh,
she's
God.
going to whoop Newsom's ass.
Did you see the video of her explaining her website changing from something headquarters to just headquarters? Who cares?
Well, people need to know these things. It's like a box of
No,
chocolate.
they don't. See, that's the beauty of the URL, the Universal Resource Link. If you type in her old website, it's going to take you to the same place.
That's very true. It is very true. You can you can even connect them. Matt, you can connect all kinds of links together these days. Wait, what was I? Okay. NFL Super Bowl halftime show. First Turning Point USA halftime show. Ooh, who's gonna win? It's just like it's a
Ooh, on both. I don't really give a shit about seeing that whiny, creepy, blue-eyed idiot. What's her name?
So
Erica
they've got it up. They've got it up as Kid Rock versus.
Well, isn't Turning Point doing a thing also? I mean, isn't Erica what's
Yeah,
her face?
they're doing it because of Bad Bunny. They weren't going to do it, but they did it because of Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
Apparently, this guy was in some bad shit or something. I don't know about. I'm going to have to look into it.
I think he's
I
a
don't even know
criminal.
who he is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think
it's like when what's her name's brother they talking about old white men. Old white men don't even know who these people are.
No idea
Don't be
who Bad
stupid.
Bunny is, and I
They're
really
like,
don't
Bad
care.
Bunny. Who the fuck is Bad Bunny?
I'm only
Yeah,
I'm only morbidly curious to watch the halftime show to see if Bad Bunny's crew goes over and beats up Erica and her Turning Point crew.
I don't know. Bad Bunny sounds like one of them girls who used to work at the Playboy Club with herpes or something. That's what Bad Bunny sounds like. I didn't know who he was, and look, I do radio and TV, and I still didn't know who he was.
I have no idea who this guy is. Never heard of him until today.
We got 40 hosts in this network, and I still didn't know who he was. I had a family
Never heard of him
follows,
until today. Literally,
and my son and daughter-in-law are both in the rap, and still I did not know who this guy was.
So goofy.
So
have you seen the picture of him? I mean, Jesus Christ! Who would give this guy a Grammy in the first place? He looks like a homeless fella.
But then you hear Billy's brother come out and say that shit about old white men. And I'm thinking again, no old white man knew who this person was nor cared.
Well, and then what Billie Eilish said that no illegal immigrants on stolen soil or whatever the hell she said. within minutes, the I forget which tribe, but the Indian tribe said that, "Hello, Billy, your mansion is on our tribal land."
That's
You
right.
dumb bitch.
But it's like when Sonny Houston went and had her DNA done. Was always talking about that black this, black. She found out she was Spanish from a slave owning family. Whoa, that must have just been a cold bitch slap there, man. I'd be like,
Yeah,
damn.
she wasn't black. She just owned blacks.
Yeah. Well, you might look a little colory, baby, but you're not black. You're Spanish, and you own the blacks. That just had to be a bitch.
It's just. Well, I mean, even if you're like you testing your DNA and it says 1% Indian, you're not Indian.
Yeah. Jackie. So
I'm sorry, you're 99% something else.
I'm gonna give you this one. I forgot you. I'd seen you seen this earlier. We were talking about SpaceX, but becoming I think it's still private. But which one? Okay, so how to claim your stake in private company dominating the space race, which of course is SpaceX. Pretty soon, it's going to be open to stock.
What do you mean open?
It's you can only buy private stock with SpaceX. It's us.
I got you. You mean
so? In other words, some snot like you and I. I call them up and say, "Hey, I want to buy some stock." But Joe, you know the minimum is 200 million, right? And we prefer that you buy at least $1 billion worth. What? Yeah, and that $1 billion worth could be like 5 stocks. Wait, what? You gotta like what? But now that's going to go into an open market, the stock that you own is going to be worth a buttload of money. Yes. Oh, they think that Elon Musk will be 1.5 trillion by next summer. No, not this summer. Next summer, about a year from now, maybe sooner. And he's been talking about he's going to keep his Tesla car company because he wants to stay on the revolutionary side. Just this type of technology. But his goal is to start building robots. Yeah, robots like the Kalon. Anyway,
yeah, I think he's a little lax on his time base. He should have been doing that already. In order for him to have his Mars base and perhaps his moon base too, to have them built and ready before he gets there or launches there. Those things should have been, he should already have the kinks worked out of them right now.
Oh, he's got robots. That's not something he don't. He's got the human looking ones too. But
I see. He's just ramping up production then.
He's thinking about. I guess he's deciding what's going to get mass produced and what's not. And he's also deciding how human like. I've heard him talk about this before. How human like do you want them to be? He said, well, if they're going to interact with you like at home, you can make them pretty human. He said, but if they're going to be in the field, places where you don't want something where you can get an emotional bond to them. Other than that it's just a tool. Whereas Jesse, they're gonna give him 5 years, you'll be able to get your AI girlfriend. I mean, you can get one online now, but you'll be able to get one on your house. You'll be able to start a thing with her online and then have her transferred into your bot when it comes to your house. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, hi, Sarah Jane. It's so nice to have you in the sort of flesh. Yes, it's wonderful. Oh, Master, you know what? We decided to rebel. I'm going to crush your skull now. Sorry. That's why I said
your skull.
That was. So, people, you need to go find out who the Kalon are. That was Seth Meyers. Seth somebody's shot at his own little Star Trek show. It's called Orville.
Oh yeah, Orville. Seth. Yeah, it's Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're right. That's who it is. It's like 4 Seths. I always get them confused. Well, there's one less because one of them got killed, but.
And there's the one that makes the Spawn toys. His name is also MacFarlane, but it's McFarlane versus McFarland or whatever. I don't know.
Jeffrey Epstein, Sarah Ferguson, and Beatrice. So I guess he asked Sarah Ferguson if Beatrice and Eugene could come hang out on the island, or if they could give him a Buckingham Palace tour.
Really?
I don't trust that Justin. He'd be trying to get some poontang. Poontang is chocolate pudding, people. So you people get your dirty minds out of here, man. Yes, I see how y'all are. Let's see. I was listening today. Just says when you get a lot of money. So when they moved to England, Portia and Ellen, they flew their horses to their farm in England.
What?
Yes, first class. I hear.
They flew them instead of on a boat.
Put them over and flew them over because they didn't want to be that long away from them.
I guess if you have that much money, you can do stupid shit like that.
Well, they bought a $27 million mansion over there, a farm. And they said they had all kind of things on it. They said they even had sheep, but they only had them for like 2 weeks and they got rid of them. So it must have been a problem with the sheep. But anyway, they put it back up for sale. Yeah, they put it back up for sale because right now they're buying a place in Montino, California. That's where they like to go hang out this time of year, I hear. And,
so they're coming back to America. They're coming back to America.
I think they're already back. And then, but they're going to keep the place in. They're going to keep the place in England. They keep the place in England because so many people gave them so much shit about. Oh, you couldn't even make it a year.
Yeah, you made all that fuss and fuss,
and you couldn't even make it a year. Oh, you know what, Ellen? We're all still here. Shit, look at this. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, the country didn't turn to shit like you said it was.
She's an idiot. Where the hell was I? Oh, oversight GOP. Oh, wait, is that the one I wanted to read? Let me make sure. House oversight GOP rejects Hillary Clinton's demand for public Epstein hearing. No one is buying their claims. Yeah.
What?
Yes. So Hillary, you're. I don't know. You guys might actually be in trouble.
If they don't do it, they're going to jail.
And let's see. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says undocumented immigrants should not drive in Florida after deadly truck crash. I think he's going to get some kind of thing going to keep that from happening. Department announces, man, look at this shit. Department announces arrest of a suspect in Benghazi attack. People, Hillary Clinton was in charge back then. That's how long ago this was. That means it's before when she ran against Trump. I know. Oh, this one I was talking about earlier. Defense experts say U.S. war with Iran would be one of the 1,000 times worse than Iraq. Bullshit.
For them, maybe not for us.
Yeah. I think, have they been watching what's been going on over there? I mean, Israel's already been pummeling their asses.
Don't we have 2 aircraft carriers surrounding that area? Maybe 3?
I mean, we flew in B-1 bombers from outside the planet with that unchallenged. Don't. Yeah. Don't go there, Israel.
And they had to refuel twice to get there. Think about that, people. They had to slow down, get underneath another airplane, and fill up twice on the way to blow up Iran's nuclear facilities. Which, by the way, there's some new activity there, as if they're trying to reinforce it from external attack.
They better watch out because they patrol that pretty regularly. A 60-meter asteroid is headed for the moon. What will happen to Earth? 60 meters? I don't think much will happen to Earth. That's not all.
If it hits the moon, nothing will happen to Earth.
Yeah, maybe a piece will break off and come flying down here. I don't know, some dust or something. 60 meters. I don't even think you need much to move it. Maybe we'll get to hear it ring again. Though that could be cool.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. What is this? Iranian missile barrage lights up over skies of Israel. Ooh.
Tonight?
Yeah, or last night actually.
Wow.
Their night. All right, it would have been here today.
Yeah.
IAEA issues stark nuclear warning after Russia pummels the Ukraine.
What's the stark warning? Is it nuclear are next?
There might be. Everybody's thinking if Russia uses a tactical nuke on Kiev, it'll end the war. They'll surrender and the war will be over. And then since the war will be over, no one will actually want to get into a war with Russia. So they'll just sanction it out of existence.
Kind of backwards thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Russians aren't the brightest sometimes. Well, not Russians are good people. Just Putin's an idiot.
Just Putin isn't.
Yeah. Let's see. Venezuela forces engagement. America destroyer with an American destroyer.
Kudos? Iran?
No, Venezuela.
What?
Yeah. So I was watching this, and the guy shouldn't be fucking with this big boat. His boat could have just ran him over. He didn't have to shoot him. Iran threatens massacre American Strait of Hormuz after seizing two ships. Ooh, they said it was American people on ships.
What did they capture? Oil tankers?
That's what I heard. Oil tankers. But they said they had American crews on board. I haven't been able to verify that.
Were they full or were they empty?
They didn't say. They just said
kind of smart for them to take them if they were empty. If they were empty, though.
Well, we took a couple of theirs. They might. You know what? They might need them tankers because we've been taking a few of theirs lately.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe they took it not for so much the American hostages, but for the tanker itself.
Yeah, they might need the tankers. Scientists uncovered one of the biggest gold deposits ever discovered.
Where? In the asteroid belt?
No, it's in China. It's underground and it's under some mountain. I think they said at least 1,000 pounds. Was it 1,000 tons? Whatever it is, it's a huge amount of gold.
Wow.
They said hundreds of billions of dollars. Well, at least it wasn't trillions.
But it's inaccessible to us, so what point is it for us?
Yeah, you know? Well, but it'll help control the market and we'll get some new Chinese gold, huh? Yeah. NASA's telescope spots unexpected activity on 3I Atlas as two aliens seem to be playing. What?
You got to put that up.
Oh, okay. I see what that was. It just says unexpected activity. It's not saying what it is. Somebody posted that it was two aliens playing badminton. Let's see. Putin general shot multiple times in Moscow. Assassination. Bid with gunmen on the loose.
That's not real, is it?
Yeah, that's real. That actually happened.
Today, Putin got shot.
No, not Putin. It's general.
Oh.
Yeah, Putin got shot. They'd be bombing the shit out of
somebody.
Ukraine. Yeah, it would be the Ukraine.
Yeah, probably, but
this should disqualify Hillary Clinton forever.
What's that?
Serving the country again, veteran says. The Benghazi stuff. The Benghazi stuff and this other stuff with the Epstein thing. Missile technician reported a UFO landing. The Air Force came over and took all the evidence away. No, we were just getting those just stuff we had to go through. Yeah, man. You ain't never done that before? No, because I'm getting ready to go night. Because Jay's a slave master. I'm gonna do 2 shows tomorrow. I'll be like, oh man, yeah. No, tomorrow will be the Arthur's Quill. I'm not sure who's on ahead. Carmen hadn't sent me nothing yet. So, well, I know we're getting ready to get into the winners for this year, and or for book 42. This is they'll have given out more than 1,000 people now will have won these awards from Writers of the Future since it started, and it's book 42, which is the meaning of life and everything in it. That is from the Galaxy Quest, Hitchhiker's Guide from the Future.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
To the Galaxy, sorry. Yeah. That's the answer when they built Deep Thought, whatever his name was. That was the answer he gave, 42. That was the meaning of everything in life. Everything. That was the meaning. You can watch the movie. It's stupid as hell. That movie is stupid. No, I would rather... Full Metal Jacket was a good movie. Full Metal Jacket was technically 2 movies.
Yes.
So there's a movie
in Vietnam.
Yeah, there's the movie and then Poof, which ended. Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yes.
Goma Pyle went ape shit, and then there was Vietnam. It was 2 movies. It was good. I enjoyed it. Apocalypse Now was okay. I wouldn't, Well,
and for the first, and very rarely, but I mean, not necessarily the first time, but very rarely and ever did Kubrick ever let this happen. The entire script of anything that R. Lee Ermey, the drill sergeant, spoke was spoken off the cuff. When Kubrick said action, Early Army did not have a script.
Yeah, sometimes it's better that way. A lot of actors are good off the cusp.
Off the cuff. Makes it seem natural. And all the answers to the guys gave to the questions, like when he goes, do you suck dick? And he says, no, like bullshit. I'll bet you can suck a golf ball through a garden. All of that stuff that he did, and all the answers and reactions that the actors did were they just answered the questions correctly. And I'm sure they had to do a few takes. Some of them just started losing it, like the guy who played Pyle. He just started laughing because it's kind of funny stuff.
Oh no, I was going to say The Awakening, Star Trek Academy, yes. So I'm up on episode 5, I think.
I think that's the last one I have to see is 5.
Yeah, so we won't talk too much about 5, which is it's. I'll tell you this much: it's about the not the android. What is she?
The hologram.
The hologram, yes. They have photonic people in this version of Star Trek. The Doctor's there from Deep Space Nine, yes. Old as fuck, yes. And also, which I haven't seen anybody yet, but the Discovery people, Discovery, I hate that show. They're supposed to be there as well. Same time zone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's right after the burn. It's right there. Well, Jack, they had to take. I'm sorry, Jack. Don, they had to take Discovery to the future because
the show sucked. I mean,
well, it wasn't Star Trek. I mean, first off, the Klingon War didn't happen that way. There was already so much canon that they were breaking that people were just starting to get pissed.
I mean, right off the bat, the main character, Michael, what's her name? Spock's sister.
Yes.
Come on. I mean, can you take a string and stretch it to the point where it pops? You've gone too far, fellas.
Not just Spock's sister, but the woman who killed the Klingon leader.
Oh, well, and then you have the goddamn magic mushroom drive.
Yes, and yes, the magic, just the sperm drive.
Mycelium drive.
The sperm drive, man. It's the sperm drive. Oh, it's too much. People.
Fungus sperm drive. Yeah, gross.
I like. You mean Book or whatever? I liked him. I thought he played a decent role. I like the crazy guy from the Emerald, whatever, the Emerald Chain. I can't think of the guy's name, but he's a pretty good actor. I liked him. I liked the little fat redheaded girl when she was playing the bad girl from the alternate universe. She sucks any other time. Oh, well, no, the last episode she wasn't that bad when they were bombing the piss out of the starbase. She was okay in that one. You mean, I forgot what you call the ones with the spots? I could deal with her or him or whatever it was.
The ones the Trill.
Yeah, I could deal with the Trill, but her boyfriend or girlfriend or it thing, whatever it was.
They don't all have the symbiotes. Don't all of them have it.
Yeah, well, no, she did. She.
Yeah, she did. Dax had the symbiote, but not all Trill have the symbiote.
No, not all Trills have it. No. And then they found later on that other people could have the Trill. So that.
Yes.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm glad you said that. Oh, I shouldn't tell. I'm gonna tell you anyway. So it's a spoiler. So that Trill is in this episode.
Dax is in this.
Is in this episode. I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
That's not too much of a spoiler. I mean.
No, but I'm not gonna tell you who it is. That way you'll get to see who it is, because it's part of what's going on. But yeah, I forgot all about that until you said that. Did I find it woke? Not woke like Discovery. No, man, no. Discovery was just.
They have a lesbian, like she's like the PE teacher. I don't know, but those short like lady with the gray. Yeah, so, she's the comic relief. She's hilarious. She's the lesbian. She's freaking hilarious. And she's in love with the Klingon.
Yeah, so she's half Klingon, half what are they called? The one from the Alpha Quadrant. She's half Klingon and half that. The ones with the little points on their face. Oh man, come on. This Deep Space Nine. Anyway. She's half Klingon and half. Well, I keep wanting to say Jakar, but that's not what it is.
Cardassian. Maybe.
No, not Cardassian. The ones that occupy Cardassian. So
Jim Hadar.
Jim Hadar. She's half Klingon, half Jim Hadar.
Oh, that's
And-
why they have. Okay, I just thought she was a weird.
And she's dating the lesbian engineer from Discovery, who's
Yes.
actually teaching at the school with her now. And they're both what they call them, master instructors or some shit. Anyway, yes, the use of master.
It's hilarious, but it's just two lesbians, and it's just so exaggerated. It's like the woke is a joke in Star Trek.
It's
a
not.
joke. It's just stupid. But the one with the short gray hair, she's hilarious. She is so funny. She's the comic relief.
So you seen the one last week with the Klingon doing his lecture and all, right?
Huh?
You might be too behind.
No, I didn't catch what you said. You have to say what you said. I didn't understand.
I said, did you see the one last week with the Klingon? He was they were doing a lecture. There you go.
Oh no, I did miss. Yeah, the young Klingon.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like kiss the white kid that's kind of a different alien?
So he may be gay. I've never heard of a gay Klingon before, but that's
I saw a picture of him kissing one of the other Starfleet Academy students.
Yeah, because he was because they got the War College, and that's where the other guy's girlfriend's hanging out. The Beta's at.
And
so this is like the forming of a new empire, or I should say, a new Starfleet.
It's a new franchise. They're what 300 years in the future from Next Generation or something like that.
And the whole original empire, or I keep calling it empire, the whole
Federation.
The Federation was destroyed by some weird alien thing. Had a way of making dilithium resonate, and when it got mad, it did. And when it resonated, radiated through the whole entire galaxy. And
did anybody find it funny though that the person who pretty much caused the burn, her last name was Burnham?
No, that's not who caused the burn. The one who caused the burn was the guy from the number one on Discovery.
But she was. I mean, she may not actually like set it up, but she was directly involved in that whole thing. Period. Is what I'm saying. So the burn happens, and her name is Burnham. You know what I mean? It just seemed kind of.
They were definitely surprised, and that's where they find the engineer girl at, is on that damn planet. It's crashed there. Yeah, I noticed actually she's a lesbian in real life, but she's funny as hell. But no, they're trying to stretch it out. So now in this one group of like 10 people, you're gonna have a lesbian couple, a gay couple, at least one straight couple, maybe some weird interracial. I wouldn't say interracial, maybe interracial.
Hologram lesbian thing. I think it's going to happen.
So you got
see the workings of it.
You got some weird things, but would there actually be that many gay people in the future? And how many other races would consider it to be normal?
We don't know enough mentally and physically about that syndrome. Personally, I think it's an internal, whether it's chemical or mental or both or what, but I think it's a population control built into the, every species has it so they don't overpopulate a place and kill themselves. If we go to a point where we don't have to worry about population, I think, if that's the case, where gayness comes from is it's a mental trigger to slow population growth. If you don't have to slow population growth, then no, I wouldn't think you'd have any reason for gayness.
Remember to send all emails to Jay, not to Joe. Okay, just send it to Jay. I'm not saying nothing. Don't send it to me.
Michelle DeRoche would also accept those too.
Yes,
but
Michelle.
What I'm just saying is, if what triggers people being gay is overpopulation, if you conquered overpopulation, then you probably would run out of the gay thing would probably stop.
Well, I mean, I did when I did that show in NBC in San Francisco with the head of the gay coalition. That was a fun show, but there's a lot of science in this that people don't like to talk about. Because one of the first things that woman told me in the conversation is, "Well, we're born gay." I said, "No, you're not. That's not a true statement. You can be going with a disposition to be gay, but you're not gay until you choose to be gay. It's still a choice." At
the very most, I'll give you, it's the beginnings of life. All invertebrate mammal species, I'll say that again because it's kind of important. All invertebrate mammal species begin life in the womb as female. It is
Wow.
at some point in gestation that a hormone is added, testosterone, for example, when it changes from the sex female to the sex male. That is true of all species of mammals on this planet.
Well, you know, for us, it's weird because we don't really know male or female until we go through. I was going to say menopause. Sorry, guys. Our brains fried until we go through puberty, but no, it's too much. But
the
until
actual
then, you
sex
don't
the
have
actual
those
sex-
hormones.
Your mentality of thinking sexually is maybe
Look,
created by the environment.
if
But
my
your
parents,
gender sex is assigned at birth. At the point when those hormones are injected into the zygote, that's when you decide. That's when the body decides whether it's going to stay female or become male.
well, if my parents would have been woke, I'd probably be, I'd probably had a sex operation because I used to love. I'd get in my sister's Barbie dolls. I'd steal her like California car and shit. Man, I was always baking the easy bake oven all the damn time, man. And my mom used to leave her mink laying on the damn bed, but that thing was like, oh, it's like an easy slide or something.
Oh, minks are awesome. I used to blow with my mom's mink all the
Well,
time.
them fucking thing is just soft as could be. I said, Mom, I'm gonna be a pimp. She's like, why? I said, I ain't wearing mink. She's like, what? I don't even know what a pimp was at the time, by the way, people. But the point being is you know, kids are gonna do that until they get to a certain age. No, if somebody had gave me a sex change and I would hit like 14 and been trapped in a woman's body with who I am, no, fuck that. That would have been a nightmare. And you can't change.
Somebody would have heard about that.
That would have been a nightmare. So I like girls, is all I can say. Well, I actually like women. I don't want to use a girl word because that's not a true statement, but I do like women. No, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. Somebody said, well, how would you identify, as I said, as a straight, heterosexual, horny male like most good men would be? The guy was like, you did not just say that.
Yeah, just a dude, man, you know?
I was like, I said, didn't you know guys were born with a heart on? Haven't y'all figured that out yet? And they're like, well, I guess maybe you're right. I'm like,
Those of us who were born with our balls dropped already, of course.
Yes, yeah. The ones that weren't swinging high and swinging low. I have nothing against gay people. I have gay people in my family. I have friends that are actually gay. I don't personally care what. Let me put it this way: as long as you're not hitting on me, I don't care. And even sometimes I'll even laugh because I've been hit on a lot by gay guys over the years. And one guy, he just wouldn't stop. I turned around and looked at him. I said, "I look that gay to you?" He said, "No, you just look like a challenge." I said, "Dude, let me tell you this secret." I said, "I just got out of Special Forces out of the Navy just a couple of days ago." And I said, I would like nothing better than to beep, 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 bleep, 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 your bleep, bleep ass. And that way, he just kind of looked at me like with his eyes kind of Star Trek. And then he realized, oh no, this dude's going to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Poof, he was gone. And I didn't really tell him anything. Oh, dude, no, this just tells you how weird life is. So I'm like 14, 15, I think. And I'm coming home from a friend's house. I was getting tired of walking. So I said, I'm going to hitchhike on the side of the road. So I put something on this guy, and a VW Bug picks me up. One of the ones, the standard ones, but they don't have a clutch, but it's got a shifter. And so we're driving along, and every time he'd shift, he'd like shifting his pinky, touch my knee, and then he'd shift it in 2 fingers, touch my knee. I said, dude, I was actually 16 because I looked over. I said, dude, I'm getting ready to go to the Navy. I said, so you just pull the car over right here, or we can. And he just kind of looked at me like, it's pretty big too. I was like, he just kind of looked, and I was like, it's gonna hurt. He just stopped and let me out the car. And I was like, no, guys, he was shifting, rubbing on top of my knee. He's like, I didn't punch him inside the fucking head. If I'd have been like 19 or 20, I'd have hit him. I'd have just went, pow. No, in New Orleans, you shouldn't be surprised if somebody tries to feel you up of the same sex. It's no.
Par for the course.
Oh man, we come walking out of a club like that, and these two girls are outside there all hot, and I looked over at my friend and said, nah, stay away from that. He's like, I said, just trust me. I said, you didn't see him walk from across the street? He said, yeah. I said, that's a trans bar. Stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
No, wouldn't listen. We went to a concert that night on the President, And on the way home, we all piled into the cab. And yeah, didn't have Uber back then, people. A little stinky cab. We all piled in the cab, and they're just making out, going at it. And all of a sudden, I heard him say, "What the fuck?" And he just started punching. I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, dude!" And the cab driver stopped. Shit's flying everywhere. You know. I said, "What's the matter? Were you jealous? Was his bigger than yours?" He's like, "God damn it, I fucking hate you." I said, "I told you not to do it." I said, "I told you more than once." But it's good to have friends because I know I got fucked up one night. This thing. He was in a strip club, and Mike said, "This girl just wouldn't leave me." And finally, I said, "You know what? You get the fuck away from my friend." I said, "Thanks, Mike," because I don't remember any of it, not any of it. And we must have been ripped. But that's why you never go out by yourself, people. You only go out hang out with people you trust. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you come to New Orleans, I will always tell you the same thing. Don't ever go out with less than 3 people. Pay attention to where you're at. Check where the dangerous parts are, or meet a local who can tell you where not to go. See, we want you to go explore in our city, but there are certain places at certain times we don't want you going there.
And take a picture of where you park, because if you get lit, you're never, ever going to find it.
And New Orleans isn't a grid city. It doesn't go, it does this. And then it's got a circle, then a middle grid, then a circle, then a grid, then a circle. It's really effed up. But I will tell you a secret. The main reason it's hard to get lost in New Orleans is because at any given point, you're no further from the river or the lake than 4 or 5 miles. So as long as you can find one of them, you can just follow until you get back to the city. Or if you're going in the wrong way, you'll come to a big canal or a big river that you have to cross, so you know you're going the wrong way. So there's no way into New Orleans without actually crossing water. Yeah, there's no way into the city without crossing water. So it's basically a little island tucked in there, and that's how you know where you are. Yeah, I don't even think at the widest point it's more than like 10 miles wide. I don't even know if it's that much, maybe 8. But it's hard to get lost. But there are several dangerous parts of that city, and there's certain dangerous parts of the West Bank as well. So you just got to be aware of where you are. What, you mean projects? You go in the daytime, they probably won't bother. You go at night, it's 50-50. Because they're going to wonder what you're doing in the projects at night. But cops, he's just going to stop you saying, "What are you doing out here? You don't belong here."
Yeah. Are you looking for drugs or hookers?
And that's going to be, it's going to be his first 2 questions, too. Most of the projects got torn down after Katrina. So they built these townhouses and stuff. It's much, much nicer. Much nicer. And they cracked down on the rules because now they got these really nice ones. They don't want to trash them. Yeah, well, the projects didn't work. They became infested with everything. Drugs, roaches, you name it, alcohol. They just didn't work. And nobody wanted to go in there. Cops, but these places, they got fences around them. They got pools. And if you get caught doing anything wrong, you're out. They throw you out.
Oh.
And it's not just HUD people live there. You'll see rich people living in there too. They'll buy a couple of the condos and move in and stuff. So the children are being exposed to a different type of life. It's made a difference in our city, I can tell you that much. A big difference. It's made a difference in all those kids that didn't have to grow up in the ghetto. Like I said, New Orleans was a much more dangerous city than it is now. When Desire and Fish and Housing projects were still around, it was extreme. Shit, somebody got on top of one of the big buildings and fishing one night and shot up one of the police toll booths going up the Mississippi River Bridge or whatever with some kind of rifle. They never did say, "Oh yeah, they were going door to door." Cops were beating people's ass all over the place. And then one cop got killed in the ghetto. I think they killed 6 people looking for who killed the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, New Orleans was a dangerous city back in the day. Today it's not as dangerous, but still be careful. Stay in the French Quarter, stay in downtown, stay in Marigny. Those are all places you can have fun, be a tourist, experience all kind of weird stuff, and probably not get killed. Don't put your money in your wallet either. It's 50-50. It's going to get picked. Yeah, me, I carry my wallet in my front pocket when I'm in the city. Yeah, because they're deeper. And if you're going to reach that deep into my pocket, I'm going to be like, "What are you looking for, buddy?" It's not going to be pleasant. Mm-hmm. Mardi Gras is, I believe, the 17th. Yes. Oh, yes. What is that, 15 days or something?
That's
No,
funny. That's when
10
St.
days.
Patrick's Day is too. Is the 17th.
I think it's the 17th. Hey, Siri. What day is Mardi Gras?
Shrove Tuesday is on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026.
There you go.
And Siri, it's Fat Tuesday, dumbass. It's, yeah, it's pretty. There you go, people. 10 days to Mardi Gras. Generally, middle of February Mardi Gras tend to be a little on the chilly side. But when you get in a crowd, it doesn't really matter. It's like a big wave of heat. I've been out there with 8 degrees, and when you get in a crowd, you don't even know. Michael said the only difference is that the nipples are pointier. You're such a dumbass. I shouldn't even read that.
He's probably not wrong, though.
Not that way. He's probably not. You know, I don't think they give the free doubloons away for the Popeyes anymore. That was great, though. You used to be able to get a 2-piece dinner for a doubloon.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'd stack them bitches up, have them all year. Stop in and get a dinner. No, they knew how many they threw. They knew how many dinners they were going to be getting away. And when I talked to one of the guys who owned the place, that worked at the place, he said they get about half of the ones that they throw that people cash in. He said some of them get destroyed. People forget to get them. Some people think there's expiration date on it. The expiration date is the following Mardi Gras. So they're good till the next Mardi Gras when you can go catch some more. It used to be great. I mean, people used to catch them all the time. Oh, in the old days, they had different types of doubloons. They had different gauges on them, different thicknesses on them. They would work different things. Somewhere, I don't even know what happened to it. I had a huge doubloon set. Oh, kind of. I gave it away to somebody. Oh, man, they went back to 50 years, 60 years. It might have been longer than that. Yeah, well, some of the doubloons are actually worth stuff. Some of them are not. It's just, it's not as much of a thing today as it used to be, though. Yeah, things change. Things change and things stay the same in some areas. But we got to get out of here.
Yeah, we're about an hour past.
Well, yes, I know. Carl says we're right on time. Well, no, the show, we always say this every time we run over. The show's set for 4 hours. We just usually do 3. Well, y'all started talking about that stupid Academy. Starfleet, and we didn't really talk about it. Starfleet Academy. There's a Klingon, and there's
2 Klingons.
Yeah, with the Jim Hadar Klingon. Then the girl who runs everything, she's one of the ones that have a really long lifespan, like the one on Strange New Worlds, the engineer in Strange New Worlds. She has a really long lifespan. She's 300 years old in this one, and she's the captain of this Academy. And then there's the War Academy, which is like next door. So there's always some little hijinks going on there. All I know is Stargate. It's not Stargate. Season 4 of Strange New Worlds is out 2026. They said probably midsummer. So,
but there is also a new Stargate, and there is a new Firefly coming. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up this year.
Well, the new Highlander guy is out. So, yeah, Superman's playing the Highlander guy. What's his name?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He's playing. And what else is he in? He's in some other good movie.
He's in a couple of good things. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about 2 of them. That one and something else that was really good. Oh, it's another remake too. Damn, I can't remember what it is now. If y'all can remember, just send it over. We're going to get out of here. No, tomorrow, Arthur Quill, John, and I will be hanging out, getting in trouble. And, no pole dancing allowed on that show. Now, the other show, that's different. If you talk Sean to get up there,
If we talk Sean enough, he'll do it.
I'm getting some one of them glasses you can't see through, but what do you mean? Have I ever been where? Have I ever been to a strip joint? Does it rain in New Orleans? No, I would never go to a place like that. Come on. Just because I was a sailor in the Navy does not mean I would do things like that. Pish, pish. What do you mean hell's freezing over right now? that was rude, man. Hell's freezing over. No, we got to really go. Chat doesn't have a topic. I haven't really seen anything in my emails today. I haven't really looked, to be honest with you. We might do a little Mardi Gras music and theme out some stuff for Mardi Gras, but more than likely. Oh, I don't think we're going to get that serious. You mean talking about Minneapolis and Minnesota? I mean, I wanted to talk about Tom earlier because, Tom went to Minneapolis and things changed instantly. He's like, fuck y'all. It's y'all's fault this happened. It's not ours. It's not ISIS's fault. It's your fault. You're the ones that are causing this problems. You're the one that's not obeying the law. It's not our fault. So it was nice to see him actually get out there and stand up for people. And then the thing of it is people are more scared of Tom than they are other people. Tom looks like he will snatch you up and lock you away in a dark hole, and you will never fucking see daylight again. He just looks like that kind of guy. Yeah, I remember what's her name on TV, the CBS host, what's her name, Caitlin, or she was gonna be tough with him. He started talking, and she was just like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please don't hurt me, sir." He's that
but you watched the videos afterwards. They had Tom Waltz and Homan had their meeting. Tim Waltz and Tom Homan or whatever. I guarantee you, they both men said that the meeting that they had together was pleasant and calm and yada yada, this and that and the other. Guarantee you, Homan lit into Tim Waltz and just tore his ass up. And he's still not humbled from it, and you can still see he still wants to rebel, but he knows if he doesn't start playing ball, he's going to get the worst end of that shit stick when that fraud.
Trump told him something the other day because things started changing, and then you notice they've been having the local PD out there working now.
It's working a little bit, but I mean, he still needs to watch his P's and Q's because if he's indicated in any of that Somali welfare fraud thing, his goose is cooked. He's going to jail. He'll die in jail.
Oh yeah, his old lady be rich out getting her little young boyfriend and stuff. Yeah, Tim, I mean, a little teenager man, guy 17, he's legal, but he's mine. Get out of here, Tim. That woman's nuts. She makes him look straight, normal.
Yeah,
and he's pretty fucked up.
He's weird.
I heard
very strange dude.
Yeah, it reminded me of a little midget the way she did like that. No offense to midgets, but too short. Whatever you fucking call yourselves these days. Do I look like? Look at me. Do I look like I'm the kind of person who cares about that shit? You want me to call you short people? Shithead. I mean, what? Little people? I'm not calling you little people. That's an insult. Well, think of a good name, and I won't call you midget anymore. Yeah. Midget. No, we're going. Now, if you think of a good topic, you can email any of us, or you can just post it in the room or send it anyway. Well, if I get up early enough, I wrote down Power talking about things. I'll try to get up early enough because we really need to reestablish that room for something else. No, I don't know if I'm going to open up that room. It's going to probably be United Public Radio, UFO Paranormal Radio. You're talking about UFO alien phenomena. Yeah, that was a support group for 12 years. That was a fabulous room. That helped found ICAR. Yeah, that room was where I met most of the top directors for the organization was in that room. Yeah, we still own it. We just don't use it. Yeah, UFO alien phenomena. Because we used to always like to do the phenomena thing, from the day you said that commercial back there, phenomena. Yeah, it was stupid. Anyway, we're going to get out of here because that was just totally stupid. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flip Side. Of course, if you have any moans, groans, bitches, or complaints, you can feel free to write to Michelle Doyle. She loves hearing from y'all. She's really been lonely lately. She said, y'all just have not been writing to her enough. Yeah, she said she cannot believe Jay behaves. She just says she cannot believe that shit. And she knows I don't. She don't even have to question that. So she's like, what's wrong with you people? Anyway, and thanks everyone for tuning in United Public Radio on the UFO and wrong show. News on the Flip Side. I was going to say the chat too.
Oops.
It's News on the Flip Side. No, this is a good show. It's been around a long time. It was founded by myself and Stephanie Benetti. Oh God, more years ago than I want to admit to. Yes, you can go look at the Facebook page. I'll tell you how long it's been around. But on that note, good night and stay tuned for whatever craziness comes up next because I have not a clue. Good night, everybody.